A tremendous atmosphere. It's week 6. There is no better venue this Friday night than in Nicholasville. Chris LeVar along with Rick Reams. It's East and West. Should be an outstanding matchup.
Yeah, crosstown rivals. They get excited to play this game every year. And I tell you what, Chris, we couldn't ask for a more beautiful night than we have here. First night of fall. It feels that way, but man, I tell you what, there's no place I'd rather be than watching these two teams play each other.
It should be just a tremendous matchup. Both these teams on the improve, and look at this West Jessamine team, a very prolific offense.
Oh, absolutely. When you start with their quarterback, Jacob Jones, who's Pookie Jones' son, just a really great athlete, the best player on the team by far, and he puts the ball up in the air. I was talking to Coach Marsh before the game, and we're going to hear that in a little bit, but he was talking about his receivers have to catch the ball. You got to get the ball down the field. Just a prolific offense that they have. And, this is the first game of the district for these teams. So what's happened before now really doesn't matter anymore. Right now, the game is for tonight. Got to keep your emotions in check. You can't go out there and get too high. You can't get crazy penalties and things like that.
So many rivalry games don't have the significance of this one, and you mentioned the opener inside the district.
Yeah, this is the game. This is what you've been aiming for all year. You go ahead and start tonight. This is when your season begins. The rest of that, you can tell your team, you know what, we may be 1-3, we may be 2-2, but it doesn't matter. Right now we're 0-0. Let's start off 1-0 and go from there.
Some of these numbers, as you see on the screen here, we'll talk about that in depth, but this West Jessamine defense, not only for tonight, but for the balance of the year, they've got to clean up some things on defense.
Absolutely. Coach Marsh talked about you got to tackle better. You got to be in the right position. That's the thing he was talking to me about, not as much this game, but against George Rogers Clark. He said his players know what to do, but the job is to get in that position and do what they're being coached to do. And, you're dealing with young kids here, but now's the time of the year. There's no more of this is new to us. You got to go out and you got to perform on the field.
Take a look at the East Jessamine docket, if you will. This is a group that a balance of this team in the freshman class, and I know Coach Mike Boland very keen on some of his newcomers.
Absolutely. And, that's what you have to do. You have to build your program at times. You have some senior-laden teams, some freshman-laden teams. What you're doing is you're building for the future, but you want these freshmen to come out and play not like freshmen anymore. You want them to come out and play the game like they know how to play it. And, again, against a team like this, you're going to have to see how your freshmen do, because this is their first experience in this. They may have been on the sidelines and the stands before, but, man, they're on the field tonight, Chris.
Two new players that haven't played much this year at the varsity level. Sean Reed, 5'9", 162. He will see time tonight for East Jessamine. And Dante Parker Morton, who was phenomenal last year at the freshman level, at the JV level as a freshman. He's going to get some reps on offense tonight.
Absolutely, and that's they just need some consistency. That's what they're looking for. They need to go ahead and get the ball down the field. You got to get some big plays in a game like this. You got to be able to go out there, and what you got to do is you got to not have turnovers. You got to cut down on the turnovers.
Turnovers so critical, and this sun a factor. As Rick mentioned, it is gorgeous, but the sun blinding. So the West Jessamine student athletes staring into the sun here through about the first quarter and a half.
Absolutely. You don't really pay attention to that too much, but it makes a difference in the game. These kids got to be able to see the ball. It's just a simple pass down the field can get lost in the sun, and if you're a defender, that's the time to take advantage.
More on this matchup. We will have a conversation with Coach John Marsh of West Jessamine. That conversation on the way, just getting started tonight on Glycod.com. So great to have you with us, and we'll be right back.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School football from Glycod.
Rick Reams with Glycod Sports on a beautiful night at West Jessamine High School. Here with West Jessamine Coach Marsh. Coach, how's it feel to be out here on a beautiful night, fall night?
This is, this is what you sign up for. You know, get all that hot weather out of the way. You know, get all that hot weather out of the way, give us some cool weather, and give us, football weather, right?
Absolutely, that's what it looks like tonight. So, you don't have to tell this team who you're playing tonight.
Yes.
How do you keep your guys in check on a game like this with such emotion?
Well, taking a butt kicking last week like we did will do that for you. You know, and hopefully that, we've tried to, really kind of keep things in perspective this week. We still have, we've still got strides we need to make as a football team, and so our focus this week has really been about the improvement that we need to make, and listen, the kids are going to be amped up. They're kids, right? But the important thing for us, I think, is not trying to put the cart in front of the horse and not trying to, make this game into something.
Rick Reams with Glycod Sports on a beautiful night at West Jessamine High School. Here with West Jessamine Coach Marsh. Coach, how's it feel to be out here on a beautiful night, fall night?
This is, this is what you sign up for. Get all that hot weather out of the way. Get all that hot weather out of the way, give us some cool weather, and give us, football weather, right?
Absolutely, that's what it looks like tonight. So, you don't have to tell this team who you're playing tonight.
Yes.
How do you keep your guys in check on a game like this with such emotion?
Well, taking a butt kicking last week like we did will do that for you. And hopefully that, we've tried to, really kind of keep things in perspective this week. We still have, we've still got strides we need to make as a football team, and so our focus this week has really been about the improvement that we need to make, and listen, the kids are going to be amped up. They're kids, right? But the important thing for us, I think, is not trying to put the cart in front of the horse and not trying to, make this game into something other than.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and iGive rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Back live in Nicholasville, Chris Labar, Rick Reams. Let's continue the thoughts from Coach Marsh.
Coach Marsh talked a lot about his offense. He talked about catching the ball, not dropping the ball. He talked about putting the ball in Jacob Jones' hand and letting him take the game, and that's what he's going to let him do. Now, what he talked about, what he's been most disappointed about is his tackling on defense. He talked about facing one of the better running backs that they'll face all year in Tajee Jackson from East, and he said, we're going to have to tackle him or he's going to run all night over us. He was excited about what his team can do. He talked a lot about the psyche after that big loss at Ashland last week, and he said, you just sometimes you got to let that just roll off your back and just go to the next game and kind of forget about that. But he said you also want to learn from your mistakes, and that's what he's hoping his team will do tonight.
So, Wes, as you saw, 2 for 2, they lost their home opener to Southwestern on August 27th. That was week 2. Very difficult prep. Of course, the game prior to that with Dunbar, no game there with COVID, so that really put them behind the 8 ball. But they responded, defeated GRC September the 3rd, 35-21, then win at Harrison County by 35 prior to the thumping at Blazer 58-21. So their district opener. And now let's look at this East Jessamine unit. And this is a team that 1-3. We talked about the freshmen that they have on the roster, but clearly Tajee Jackson, the most talented player they've got.
Yeah, you got to build your offense around a kid like that. He's going to go out there. He's going to get his carries. And, he's one of those kids you give the ball and you just tell the opposing defense, you're going to have to stop him. We're not going to be pretty about what we're doing. We're not going to put it on anything other than the fact we're handing him the ball. Nothing tricks. Now, there could be some tricks, but the main thing they're going to do is they're just going to hand him the ball and let him go.
Coach Mike Boland, there you see year 17. He is amongst the Dean of Coaches in Central Kentucky, just so well respected. And you sense some quiet confidence on that Jaguar sideline.
Yeah, absolutely. I always tell people, this is why you play the game. If you look at records, although it's 2-2 and 1-3, you would say, okay, well, the 2-2 team. But, if you look at this series, East Jessamine is ahead all time, 15 games won to 9 games lost. Now, West last year, broke a long losing streak. So they want to build on that streak. They want to make it 2 in a row, and East wants to get back in the win column tonight. And so, Coach Boland, he's just telling his players, let's come out here and play the game and let the chips fall where they will.
A couple of close losses to start the year. Bourbon County defeated them by 7 in week 1, and then Rockcastle County by 1 in week 2. Both those games, they had a chance to take the lead on the last drive, penalties and bad snaps.
Yeah, those mistakes where you just shoot yourself in the foot are really, really painful. But again, you can look at that and say that was early in the season. And so now we're not going to make those mistakes, but the players have to go out and prove that.
East Jessamine and West Jessamine, they call it East and West. More pregame coverage from Nicholasville when we return on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your team be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective for a successful economic approach? Email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Chris LeBar, Rick Reams, Glycod.com, Steve Bird. Back live in Nicholasville now for the keys to tonight's matchup presented by Thomas Car Wash. Find it interesting that for both, it's controlling your emotions.
Yeah, you know, a game like this, you get so high, you get so excited that you can make you can have bad penalties, you can make mistakes because you're trying to do too much. What you need to do is get out on the field, let those emotions just kind of wash away and realize, okay, it's us versus them. It's not East and West anymore. It's we have to win this game in the district.
East Jessamine offense only 18 points per game, so they clearly do not have the firepower that this West offense does.
Yeah, and that's where you have to play control ball. You cannot give West just too many opportunities. That, again, turns into your running game. You control the ball with that. But what you got to make sure is that you don't have big mistakes. You don't want to get big penalties. You don't want to have fumbles. You don't want to have other turnovers. But right now, you just got to come out here and play this game and understand, yes, they're a high-powered offense, but they're going to have to play against our defense and see what happens.
We've got 2 big games coming up for you next week. We'll have both East and West. My crew will be West and Woodford County. Woodford having a phenomenal season. Then Rick will be with Joe Cox at East. As Madison Southern, they've won the district the last 2 years. They will be in Nicholasville. That's next week, but right now it's East and West. Kickoff when we return on Glycod.com.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Just a great atmosphere as we welcome you back. East Jessamine and West Jessamine. This is the officiating crew anchored by referee Doug Rohr, Dan Donovan, the umpire Don Yaden. head linesman John Smoot, line judge, and Steve Schmoker, the back judge. This tremendous evening for football. Great to have you with us.
Yeah, we're so excited to be here, and we're glad y'all are joining us from all around. We've heard that some of the military folks in Georgia are watching us. I know there's a lot of parents. I heard one of the announcers say his family from California is watching us. We're glad you're here, and I tell you what, if you can see the stadium, but if you could see the backdrop of this stadium, this right here is what Kentucky is all about. The rolling hills, the beautiful sunset, and then we have football. Chris, who could ask for more than this?
Just an outstanding atmosphere. Chance Jackson, he's got a cast on that left hand. He'll be back to return for East Jessamine.
Jackson.
Well, you have to have a lot of confidence in a return man with a cast on his hand. I'll tell you that much.
Along with Kamate Braxton, one of the many freshmen on this Jaguar football team, many of whom will be called on in pressure-packed duty this evening. Solomon Smith.
Welcome to East-West 2021.
To kick. And it will be retrieved at the 21-yard line, and East Jessamine across the 32 to the 33 as Braxton brought down.
Yeah, shorter kick there, but had really good coverage on that. You didn't get a whole lot of yards there, but again, you just got to get the nerves out. Go ahead and catch that ball.
This East Jess offense. Welch at left tackle, Gerling left guard, Houston Bird, a former tackle, is at center. Bryson Hubbard at right guard, and freshman Jake Darby at right tackle. Justin Heisel, reclassed freshman, is the quarterback in a gun with Tajee Jackson ripping through a tackle, and Jackson down at the 48-yard line in a pickup of 17.
That's exactly what we talked about in the pregame. You get the ball in the hands of your best player, and Tajee Jackson is that player for East Jessamine.
Up to the East 48-yard line. Ernest Stanfield on the tackle.
So Jackson ripping one off for 17 yards. 6'2", 210-pound senior. And he'll be behind Heisel with Jaden Ramey split out near side and a pair of receivers out far for East Jess. And here's a stretch hand to Jackson, and he'll be brought down for no gain.
What you need to do if you're West Jessamine is you're going to have to game tackle him. He's such a big kid. It's going to be hard for one guy to bring him down.
No gain on the play. Be second down and 10.
Play, second and 10.
Ian Fain on the tackle. This West Jess defense. Hatfield, Cole, Applegate, and Humber. The front four with Chastain and Chestnut. Linebacker Nickel, Sanchez, Fain, and Miller form the secondary. Second down at 10. Heisel rolling right, and he is going to sling it right at the 39-yard line. That's Dylan Carter with a catch and a first down.
Yeah, you throw in a little wrinkle there. He's only throwing 45% on the year, but I tell you what, that was a nice pass. Rolled it out a little bit, got that pocket open for him, and made a nice pass for a first down.
So East Jess with a couple of first downs to start this game. They'll have it at the Colt 40-yard line. Jacob Reeder split out far for East Jessamine. And Heisel in a shotgun. Jackson behind him. And here's Jackson coming our way. There's a stiff arm. And Jackson probing the near sideline, lunging across the 35, close to another first down.
I tell you, this first series has done nothing but prove the fact that he is a man out there running. Hard to bring down. Good stiff arm there. Is not going to go down on first contact. He proved it on that play.
We could get that wide shot just a little tighter up top, please, as it'll be second down and about 3. Great job by our camera crew up top. Second down and 3 here on the near hash mark is Heisel in a shotgun. This time roaming to the right is Jackson. A stiff arm again, has a first down before he's upended at the 28-yard line, and our first flag.
Penalty flag on the field.
Yeah, there was 3 flags that came in. Everyone saw the same thing.
An infraction whistled against East Jessamine. So that'll mark them back 10 yards from spot of the foul.
That's one of the things we talked about. You cannot get those big penalties. You had a first down there, and now you're going to move the ball back 10 yards.
West 36-yard line. 2nd and 7.
Second down at 7 o'clock, idle now at 10:21. East Jessamine on the first drive of the game as the Jaguars sub out here in this package. Tajee Jackson has been a huge focal point here in the first drive. Carter and Reeder split out far with Carter right in front of the Jaguar sideline. Heisel rolling back, up, sack, back at the 43-yard line. He'll be brought down by James Hatfield.
Yeah, you need to feel that pressure coming and get rid of that ball. He didn't have much time. Good play by the defenders in the secondary for West Jessamine. Didn't give anyone an open area out there to throw to. So great play by them on that. So on third down, you're going to have a third and long, third and probably about 15, 14 yards. This is one of those plays where you think you're going to pass it, and West Jessamine can kind of pin their ears back here and go in for a rush.
Third down. Heisel looking far sideline. And that ball will be incomplete as it's thrown out of play.
Yeah, you know, East Jessamine's got to watch themselves because this offense is really not built for a third and long like that. I know you don't have any choice in the matter, but if you can, you certainly don't want to get behind the sticks and then go ahead and have to give the ball up now.
Isaac Johnson to punt. He has a very bright future. The Jaguar staff very high on this sophomore.
Isaac Johnson to punt for for East.
Jaden Miller back for West Jess at his 12-yard line, and Johnson to the right, a wobbling kick, and Miller, fair caught at the 15-yard line.
Jaden Miller
nice punt there, had enough air underneath it where West had to go ahead and make a fair catch. West Jessamine on their first series, this is where they're excited to get the ball on offense.
So this West Jess offense, very prolific, 33 points per game. Scoring points has not been their issue through the first 4. Of course, Jacob Jones receives a lot of the accolades. This line from left to right, Lewis Sims, Placenza, Welch is the center, the right side guy, and the right tackle, Grant Campbell. First down at 10, Jacob Jones in the shotgun, and Jones will flip it out in the flat, and it's Stanfield up the near sideline, and Ernest Stanfield, 86 yards, first play from scrimmage.
Well, you can't write it up much better than that. If you notice, Jacob Jones threw that pass before Stanfield had made the turn, and it was right there. He got good blocks, and boy, he turned on the jets and went. I tell you what, that's the kind of play that if you're West Jessamine, exactly what you want. An 85-yard touchdown on the first play from scrimmage. If you're East Jessamine, not so much. But I tell you what, that was a great play call. Looked like they had written that one up, and that's exactly what they did to perfection.
So Stanfield in for 6.
Isaac Maynard
and the
with the attempt on the extra point. It's no good. 8:57 to go.
Maynard's kickoff, and West Jess
6, East nothing.
By 6, and we'll keep things here as East Jessamine with a big answer coming up.
Yeah, they need to go ahead and forget about that. You know, what you can do if you're East Jess staff right now is you say, hey, you know what, they gave us an opening. They missed that extra point. That can sometimes come back to haunt you. So you tell your players, okay, that first series didn't go the way we wanted, but again, you want ball possession if you are East Jessamine. You do not want to give this high-power offense too many opportunities to have one play and go down the field, which is not going to be that often, but in this case, it definitely was. So East Jessamine going to have to come back out, forget about that, and just play offense and try to keep the ball for as long as they can.
That's Stanfield's 25th grab of the year, his 4th touchdown. Jacob Jones,
Chance Jackson,
his 8th touchdown pass, and West Jess didn't take him long.
No, I tell you what, that's one of those that boom right off the bat. And boy, I tell you what, just speed after speed. Once he got out in the open, he was not going to be caught. Very impressive.
Jackson and Braxton back for East Jess. And the home faithful very, very happy with the start. A short kick and off the side of the foot, now
bounds. Out of bounds.
Again, another mistake there. If you're East Jessamine, you have to build all of these mistakes up. So they're going to have West re-kick with the ball 5 yards back to give you more of a chance for a return.
Well, to be a well-balanced team, it's one thing to have a great offense, but you've got to have good special teams play. We've seen 2 issues thus far.
Absolutely, and that, like I say, that can cost you. That can cost you the game. That can cost you the series, the season, if you don't watch out. You got to clean that stuff up.
So Solomon Smith to tee it up again. And this, a slicing kick right at Jackson. Jackson to the 35, and he'll be slung down right at the 41-yard line. Tackled by Dylan
Jackson
Watts.
with the return. Dylan Watts
Looks
with
like
the stop.
he's good to go with that cast on his arm. I didn't see that he was hesitant in the least. Got that ball up past the 40-yard line where you want to start if you're east. So go ahead and start your series and see if West can stop you again. But don't stop yourself with penalties.
Well, Jackson's a senior. He's not going to miss this game.
Oh, no. I think he could have a broken leg and he'd be out there playing.
So Justin Heisel back to work against 6', 185-pound freshman. Played in the final 2 series of the season last year, and he showed so much promise that he became the quarterback this year. In the belly of Tajee Jackson. Foot in the ground. First down. Down at the 44 before he brought down after 14.
Yeah, one of the secondary tried to tackle him by himself, and you're just not going to be able to do it. And he's got better speed than I thought he would. He is a big boy, but I tell you what, he gets outside, gets that corner, and if I'm East, I am riding him all night long. They're going to have to stop him in order to beat me.
Jake Darby, the large freshman right tackle, with a nice seal block there. And Dylan Carter now split out in the slot on that side. It's first down and 10. Here's Jackson again, evading pressure. A flag thrown by the referee. And Jackson stacked up at the 43.
Usually going to be a hold from that position. Oh, face mask. That's a big play for that. If you're East, that again, you build on all of these opportunities. Last time they got behind the sticks because they got a penalty. This time they get a face mask and are going to go ahead and get a first down.
We get that shot a little tighter here, please, as East Jess will have it at the West Jess 38-yard line. So first down and 3, which you see about every 4 months. First down and 3.
Maybe every 3 years
right.
You might see that one.
Jaden Ramey split out near side as Heisel in a gun. Jackson on the stretch, and he is going to be brought down for no gain. Nice pursuit by the Colt defense.
Smart play. The first man that got to him went ahead and held him for everyone else to come and help get him down, and that's what it takes.
James Hatfield, the defensive end, with a piece there.
And James Hatfield.
Loss of 2 officially, so second down and 5.
Yeah, as we said, 1st and 3 to go to 2nd and 5. It's kind of unusual.
2nd and 5.
Can the Jaguars throw enough to win this game? That's an early observation we see up here. 2 receivers split out wide, and Heisel is going to roll left, offers a stiff arm, and Heisel brought down. Loss of a couple back to the 43.
Yeah, sometimes you get a little too fancy. I think that time they tried to fake and get him outside by himself on a sweep, and there was just no room there. West made a good penetration of the offensive line. We're able to stop him. And again, now you're at 3rd and long.
We'll bring up 3rd and 8.
So 1st and 3 becomes 3rd and 8. And East Jess, their second series inside Colt territory. The first resulted in a punt.
You don't want to give the ball back to West this soon.
Not after an 86-yard touchdown reception by Ernest Stanfield on the Colt first play from scrimmage. At least first play for them from scrimmage. Heisel in a gun rolling right, and he's going to sling it at the stick, and a great catch and a first down at the 25. That's Dylan Carter, and a pickup of 18.
I'm seeing already Heisel is much more comfortable rolling to his right and throwing it. That was a nice throw down the field. The receiver made the turn. The ball was there waiting for him, which is exactly what you want as a receiver. You don't have to worry about it. The ball is there for you for a big first down. And like I just said, you do not want to give West the ball back that quickly. And, boy, they made sure of that for a first down.
Jaguars with their longest play from Scrimmage via the pass, and Jackson reverses course near sideline. And Jackson, an avenue for 6. Touchdown.
Boy, I tell you what, he bumped into his other running back in the backfield, ran up the middle, got hit, and just bounced that outside and showed that speed that I talked about. That kid is an athlete, and I tell you what, right now you come back, you kick this extra point, you've got the lead, and boy, emotions have switched sides.
That's Taji's 6th rushing touchdown of the year.
Schilfarth will attempt the extra point.
Cam Schilfarth, 8 for 10 on extra points on. So a great response by this Jaguar offense. We got a flag.
Penalty flag on the play. Illegal procedure against East.
That's, again, a play that just really frustrates coaches. You have one job to stand still and block, and you make an extra move and move it back 5 yards, which in the high school game can make a big difference on an extra point.
Schilfarth will, in essence, be attempting a 25-yard extra point. Hold is down, and Schilfarth very eloquently points it through. So East Jess leading 7-6. Be right back after this message from Prescription Pad.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Taji Jackson in from 26. East Jessamine in an early seesaw lead, 7-6.
Yeah, Coach Marsh talked about that before the game. He said he's going to be one of the best running backs we see. We have to tackle him, and we're seeing that that is going to be a big deal tonight in order to get that big man down. And once he gets outside, he is quick.
So East Jessamine will kick off, and this is a high, short kick. And it'll be West Jessamine football at the 31-yard line as that ball's fielded by Damani Owens.
On that play, it's a good play. You just kick it straight up. You don't kick it far down the field. But they are not going to, that big man's not going to return that. So you get the ball 30-yard line. Now East Jessamine has to forget about that first series. You have to do your job, guard where you're supposed to guard, who you're supposed to guard, and take care of not let them get another huge play.
Colts had a lengthy drive of one play, 86 yards last time they touched it. They'll have trips to the near side. Again, the quarterback is Jones. Bryce Chestnut behind him, and Chestnut gets the call, and he'll move the pile forward across the 30 to the 32.
Let's get that ball running up behind your big lineman there and see where you can go with that, get a gain of about 3 yards, and go from there.
Stanfield, Carter, and Owens, three of many receivers that will factor in here tonight. So second down and long. Chestnut again, foot in the ground, and now East Jess is forced third down and 5.
Yeah, it looks like Jacob Jones is making the call at the line. That was the second time that he looked like he changed the play into a run. Not sure what he saw, but at this point you're going to go 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. You're going to have to make a little different plan.
This Jaguar defense coordinated by Josh Cole. It's a 3-4. Hubbard, Welsh, and Reeder. The linebackers Gerling, Johnson, Willems, and White. Carter and Jackson, the corners. Braxton, and then Chance Jackson, the safeties. And a big 3rd and 5 here as we slide under 5 minutes in this opening quarter. Jones back to pass, and he's going to one-hop Carter for an incompletion.
Short-handed, short-arm that one. You know, you want to get to the receiver so quickly that you don't follow your mechanics and you throw a ball like that. A great stop by East. You got to feel much better about your defense right now, and you're going to get the ball back.
So West Jess will send on their punting unit after going 3 and out. Dalton Carter on to punt, and Chance Jackson set to receive. Got the feeling this one may be a tight one throughout.
I think we're going to see a great game.
A high but very, very short kick. Bounces at the 40, and then Jackson tried to make a play and coughed it up.
I tell you, he thought that he was going to fool everyone by getting that ball. I don't know if he was able to get it back or not, and he was not. Boy, there's the play you're talking about. You just can't make those kinds of mistakes. A kid's trying to make something happen for his team and ends up turning it into a turnover and something happening for West to get the ball back.
Well, and in that sequence, 10 yards in the grand scheme of things did make a big difference.
No, you put your defense, who just had a great stop, a great series, you put them back out on the field very quickly, and they are not ready for that.
So West Jess offense after the sudden change will have it right at the 50. First down and 10. East by a point, as you see at the bottom of your screen. Jones in a shotgun. And Chestnut sails through the middle. And Chestnut down at the 29-yard line and a 21-yard gain.
That's the same play they tried to run the other two times. This time, though, Chestnut, as you said, he made a cut to the right side, found an opening, and had a good gain. And West is going to go fast now.
They sure are. As Dalton Carter will be split out wide.
Ball at the 29.
Jacob Jones in the shotgun. It's a pre-snap movement.
Timeout.
Oh, check that.
Officials timeout.
So the officials, there is a flag on the play near sideline directly in front of us.
And I'll tell you, Coach Bowen is not happy at all. He just could not get his people in.
A substitution infraction on East Jessamine. So the penalty occurring before
5-yard step off against East Jessamine.
And you know, Chris,
25.
on that one, again, your defense is tired. And so now you're trying to get that kid off the field. It's just that defense, and I know what the mindset is. Hey, we stopped them. We're going to get a little rest. Let's get our offense going, and you're right back out there on the field.
Michael Lewis Sims, he passes the eye test at 3'11". He'll be split out at that left tackle position. One of three seniors on this West Jess offensive line. They're the more seasoned of the teams, unquestionably. First down at 5 from the 24. Misdirection, it's Chestnut again, and he'll power forward. He's shy of the 20.
Over the left side.
A lot of times you have those runs which are getting you good gains, but you're setting up something a little bit later for a fake or something like that and making a pass off that exact play. But right now you're saying, if you can't stop us, we're going to keep on running that play.
Second down and 1. Great job tonight by our Glycod crew.
Illegal substitution.
Live tonight from Nicholasville, East and West. This is a district game, of course, so ramifications aplenty as we perch inside week 6. Jones, 3-step drop. He's going to dump it short on the check down, and Chestnut up in it, but he's got a first down down at the 15.
Jones did a great job that time. He looked at all his options. Everything was covered, and he had Chestnut coming out of the backfield for the first down. Don't rush it. Look at your progressions and then make the play.
Ball spotted at the 15.
So that Chance Jackson fumble on special teams looms large as West Jessamine trying to make the Jaguars pay. They've got it inside the red zone at the 15. Chestnut behind Jones. 2 receivers to the near side, and Jones going to roll this way. Slings it, and a one-hop incompletion.
Yeah, he has a little bit of trouble on that move to the right. He's even trying to twist his shoulders to show himself that you got to show yourself and make that pass. And on that one, he just, again, bounced it to his receiver.
That was Ernest Stanfield, the intended target. Stanfield, one grab already tonight, and it went to the house, 86 yards. Second down and 10. Been a steady diet of Chestnut on this drive. And now Chestnut will have it to the left, foot in the ground, and he slides on that turf monster down at the 15-yard line.
You know, it is getting a little colder out here. That field could get a little slick out there. So his foot just would not hold there. So you have 3rd and 10 from the 15-yard line.
Third down and 10. Try to get a tighter shot here on this play. 3rd down and 10. with 2:14. Now a little bit less than that here in this opening quarter. Ball at the far hash mark. Chestnut to the left of Jones. Solomon Smith is split out wide. And Jones going to dump it short. An incomplete, nice
Jones
pass breakup by Andre Johnson.
Yeah, that was great defense by them, but Jones had a wide open field in front of him. You have to know the situation. He threw into coverage where he could have ran for 5, 6, maybe even 10 yards for the first down.
Isaac Maynard is the kicker, but he right now is not going to be called upon. It's 4th down and 10. Line of scrimmage at the 15. It would be a 32-yarder. And Scott Marsh says, we're going to go for it. There's Jones in a gun. Rolling right. Nice block, paving the way, and Jones slides, lunging close to a first down.
Jones with the keeper. Down to the 5. Close to the first down.
He needed the 5 on 4th and 10, and it will depend on the spot, and he's
not
short.
Enough.
East Jessamine, that
Turnover
was
on downs.
A quick call by the referee, didn't even warrant a measurement.
First down East.
He's got much better eyes than I do. I tell you what, I thought that was close enough to at least get a call, a measurement. But hey, what a huge series for East Jessamine to give up all those yards and not put up any points on the board for West. Just a great series for their defense.
Referee Doug Rohr's got the best optometrist in town because he said, no, we're not even going to bring out the chain gang.
He may not even need an optometrist. He's so good.
First down and 10 from the 5. So credit East Jessamine with a hold after that muffed punt. And Tajee Jackson trying to create some space. Just tremendous will, and he'll pick up 2 on an outstanding run.
Yeah, he comes out flexing his arms, and on that one he should. He should have been a loss of 3 or 4. To get 2 yards is a huge gain on that, and he is just a tough running back to take down.
2nd and 8.
Reminds me a little bit of Mo Williams.
Yeah, absolutely.
You see that in him at all?
I do. I see that a lot. You're exactly right. The first hit, the second hit, the third hit's not going to take him down.
So 2nd down and 8 on the docket for East Jess. From their 8-yard line, Jackson is behind a Heisel, and Jackson gets the call again. And backside pressure will bring him down.
Yeah, that time he got behind him, was able to tackle him. I think he may have slipped a little bit also. You get a loss there for go back to a 3rd and 10, and boy, this is a tough call right here on your own 5-yard line to make a decision to do what you're going to do on 3rd and 10. You want to get a first down, but you don't want to make any silly mistakes here.
A lot of pressure on center Houston Bird here. Again, a former tackle. Gallo is the East Jess center to start the year. Had an injury in camp. That moved Bird to center. He's done a great job, but this is a big snap here inside his kitchen. 3rd down and 10. Heisel back to throw, and he's going to sling, and that ball is caught. Oh, my. Down at the 44-yard line, Jacob Crofts.
Boy, I tell you what, that was a beautiful spiral ball right over the shoulder. I mean, at first I thought they were just going to kind of do it like a punt, and if you get an interception, but no, he beat his defender, and boy, a huge gain of 41 yards.
Heisel to Crofts. And just like that, East Jessamine down in the confines of midfield.
Wow, what a play. What a turnaround. A stop on 4th down, and then you get that on a 3rd and long.
A pretty good coverage as well.
Absolutely. It's just the ball was thrown too well.
So Jaguar football. And Jackson, again, that play looked a little off kilter, and there will be a penalty.
Yeah, you can see those plays when they're just from the very beginning. Everyone is just not quite sure. And, boy, no one was set on that one.
1st and 15.
So Jaguars back at their 40-yard line. Waning moments of this action-packed first quarter.
Boy, I tell you what, this is the game we expected to see. And these teams are not disappointing, that's for sure.
40.5-yard line.
Two receivers split out far, including Crofts. Low snap. in the belly of Jackson, and he is met upon receipt.
Jackson with the carry.
At the 40.
Hatfield with the stop.
Boy, he was in there in the backfield, and he did, as you said, as the ball was handed to him, there was a defender right on him. Hatfield was there.
And that's the end of the first quarter.
So that's going to take us to a break.
West Jessamine 6.
Be right back. Second quarter on the way. Second down and long for East Jessamine when we return to Glycott.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycott.
Big one coming up here. It's going to be third down and long. I'll check that. Beg your pardon, second down and 15. And we have a penalty apparently between. No, we don't. So no infraction. So second down, 15 coming up for East Jessamine from their 40.
Second and 15.
Just want to be clean on the ball this time. No false starts. Just give yourself a chance.
Split far wide. Jaden Ramey, 6'1", 156-pound senior. As Heisel's in a gun. Jackson, Tajee Jackson, been very prevalent early as Heisel rolls left, and he'll be devoured back for a sack at the 38-yard line.
Good play by your secondary of West Jessamine. Heisel got out there. He had time. He just couldn't find a receiver, and then his protection just broke down.
Cam Humber involved in that sack. His 15th tackle of the year. So now it's third down on a mile for this Jaguar offense from their 38-yard line.
Going to have to pull something out of your hat like you did last time with third and long. But you're going to have a great pass if you're going to go with that long one again.
Third down and 16 officially. Heisel split in the gun. Rolling left, he is looking for Carter, and he'll overshoot him. Nice coverage here by the DB, Eli Nickel.
Yeah, Nickel was with him step for step on that, and that pass, like you said, was thrown just a little bit far, but boy, he had good coverage on him.
Jaden Miller will be deep for
Isaac
West.
Johnson on to punt for the second time as Miller back to retreat for West Jess at his 30.
Formation for East.
Low snap, and Johnson has it ricocheted right out of bounds. And a poor snap, the culprit, as West Jess with a block. The block will be credited to James Hatfield.
Yeah, if you watch the first punt that East had, it was a bad snap there. And those are things that can come back and just haunt you. The problem with that is your long snapper now has that in his mind. He had a high snap the first time. That time he bounced it back to him. And, boy, you've got to get in your player's head and give him confidence. But, boy, what a turnaround. And West Jessamine can't waste these opportunities that they're getting.
Two big special teams miscues for East Jess. Had a fumbled punt and now a punt block. And the Colts stacked up inside the West Jess 30. They'll have it first and 10 from the 26. And there's a hanky.
Illegal procedure against West.
Yeah, I tell you what, you've got to be clean. And I know coaches are so frustrated with that because on that, they really hadn't even called the play yet. And then there was that false start.
First and 15 from the Jaguar 30. Jacob Jones on a design draw. He'll be trickled down at the 27 gain of about 3. It's Alazi Gerling on the stop.
Boy, it was a nice stop by him. He was right there waiting and made a good tackle, a nice form tackle, just to keep him to just a couple yards gain.
3 2nd and 13.
What are your thoughts on Jacob Jones' play thus far?
You know, the one thing I was going to say about him is this is one offense you don't see very much in high school. You have to trust your quarterback. They're hand signaling everything into him. He's had a little rough night, a little rougher than when I saw him against George Rogers Clark.
Shotgun for Jones, now an empty set.
Penalty
Ball start.
Again, procedure called against.
Tell you what, this series there, West Jessamine is just going backwards on that. And again, I know these coaches have to be so frustrated. It looked like right now it's the wide receivers that are getting called for the false starts. I'm not sure if they're not lining up correctly, but boy, I tell you what, that just shoots you in the foot there. But you know, Jacob Jones, he is an athlete and he's a ball player. He may have had a rough night so far, but boy, you don't want to give him any more chances.
2nd down and at 18, it looks like, from the 34-yard line. Jones back to pass on a screen, and that's Chestnut rambling down across the 30 to the 28.
Had a nice block out there, but the defenders came up and made the tack on that. So you gain a 6, but you're still 3rd and 13 here. So another big play because we've seen that they really don't have confidence in their field goal kicker. So you probably have 2 downs to get the 13 yards.
Stanfield split in the near slot, and Solomon Smith out wide. Middle of your screen. Jones trying to set up a screen, and there is Miller as he leaks across the middle, and Miller bulldozed down at the 22-yard line short of a first down, and a tackle by Tajee Jackson.
I tell you what, he hit you on offense and on defense. Buddy, I tell you what, he did not move when he made that hit, and he just stood over his man and said, "You are down." Wow, what a hit.
No decision here. 4th down. And West Jess going to go 4th and that's 7, it looks like, from the 22. Jones back to throw, and there's a pass drop. That would have been a first down, but incomplete and dropped by Stanfield.
I tell you, Coach Marsh, he talked about that in the pregame with me. He said, we have to make those catches. And as you said on that one, that's a first down. You've got to make that catch and keep the ball. And, hey, 2 big stops from East on 4th downs in their own territory, and West Jessamine in their territory.
So here's this East Jess offense. They've done a little bit of everything thus far. Had 3rd down and long from their 5-yard line, picked up a 46-yard pass play. The Jaguars holding their own here, leading by a point. Direct snap, and Jackson punishing tacklers as he takes it to the 27 and a gain of 5.
As we said, he plays with the same ferociousness on offense and defense. And, you know, there's been a couple of those times that it looks like it was a direct snap to him, and almost that time it was. They are so close, he and Heisel in the backfield, that sometimes it's hard to tell.
Love Jackson. Tremendous player.
Absolutely. That's what you come out here to see as a player like him.
Second down and 6 from the 27. Now Heisel rolling left. Jackson with a nice block. And Heisel lowers the shoulder. He'll be just a little bit shy of a first down.
With the keeper.
That's how you know you have a player, when he will go out and block for your quarterback. He set a nice block out there. I just love to watch a running back who's willing to do anything he can to keep his team in the game.
3rd down and 4.
Ball just shy of their own 30-yard line.
For East Jess.
You would sure think their score is higher than 7-6 in this game, the way these teams have been playing.
Oh, tremendous. We had a punt block. We've had a turnover, a fumble. Some big play ability by West Jess through the air. A little bit of everything here, and we're still middle portion, 2nd quarter. 3rd down and medium. And there's a timeout.
Yeah, they just couldn't make a decision on that call, and that's the best thing to do. Just go ahead and call a timeout, get together, talk about it, and come out and run your 3rd down play.
What is the 3rd down play?
On this one, if it's me, I give the ball to Tajee Jackson and just let him do what he wants to do. Because your problem is right now if you go ahead and turn around and go for a punt, then we know that's a problem. So I think Tajee gives you your best opportunity to get a first down.
Well, he does a little bit of everything, does Tajee Jackson. And East Jessamine by a .76. Again, we'll have 2 more broadcasts on the air next week involving both East and West. Woodford County, perhaps a surprise not only in Central Kentucky, but in the whole state, undefeated, ranked 3rd in Class 5. We'll have that one for you as they'll host West, and then East at home versus Madison Southern. So 3rd down and 4. A little tighter shot, please, on this play for East Jessamine from their 30-yard line. 2 backs beside Heisel, and Jackson gets the call. First down. Jackson down at the 40. It's 3rd and 4, and he just ran off at 11.
You know, I'm not often right, but on that play, it didn't take a brain surgeon to figure out what you do. He ran over the defensive back on that play. Boy, I tell you what, he is tough to stop, and if I'm East, I just keep on going with him.
And Heisel doing enough on offense. He's managing the game well. A sound game plan by the Jaguars here in this first half. First down at 10. And this is Reeder that gets the tote, and Reeder picks up a couple inside.
Tell you, they got really lucky on that. He was fumbling that ball or couldn't get quite hold of it on the handoff from the very beginning, but finally able to secure it and get a couple yards there. Again, another big bruising running back.
Excuse me, it's Logan Woolham's 5'11", 205-pound senior.
3, call it 2nd and 7.
So 2nd down and 7 on the docket for East Jess.
43.
During the 7-minute mark of this first half. 2 receivers split out wide. Heisel hands to Jackson, and Jackson always takes a few blue shirts to bring him down, and Jackson tripped up at the 47.
You know, one thing you notice about Jackson also is he never falls back. He always falls forward for a couple more yards with that big body of his. Just a nice run there to get you to a 3rd and 4. Again, if I'm East, I run Jackson.
Maybe 4-down territory here in the meat of the field. East Jess will have the football here in this drive with West Jess to have the football to start the second half. Direct snap, it's Heisel. And Heisel penetrating the Colt territory for a first down.
We talk a lot about Heisel and Najee Jackson, but we've got to give the linemen a lot of credit there. They are opening those holes. They are pushing that line of scrimmage back 5 or 6 yards to get your quarterback right in there for a first down.
Welch, Gerling, Bird, Hubbard, and Darby, the quintet whom Rick mentioned.
Unsung heroes of the game. They're always forgotten about unless they make a mistake.
2 seniors, 2 juniors, and a freshman amongst the starters. With Heisel in the gun, there is Jackson, and Jackson, that play a little bit slow developing, and Jackson brought down for a loss of a pair.
You don't see that often, but a good penetration there by West Jessamine. Great play there to get him behind the sticks. That's a hard thing to do now for a 2nd and long.
This drive is dragged on for quite a while. He's just controlling time of possession in this first half.
Exactly what they want to do. You want to keep the ball as long as you can in your hands.
2nd and 11 from midfield. The difference in the game, an extra point by Cam Schilfarth as East Jess leads 7-6. And Heisel will roll right, and that pass deflected, intended for Carter. It was deflected at the line.
Yeah, Heisel's pointing at himself. He knows he made a mistake on that one. Took a chance that he really didn't have to take a chance on with that pass. Could have been intercepted, but it was a nice breakup by West Jessamine.
So East Jess, they've had some success on 3rd down. They're steering at 3rd and long this time.
And again, here's a play where you've got to make a decision. Are you going to go with Jackson, or are you going to take a chance down the field knowing that you're going to have to punt if you don't make it here? Although, as you said, right at midfield, you could go 4 downs here.
Chance Jackson split out in the far slot. Jacob Crofts in the near slot. Heisel back to throw. He's going to sling it off of Crofts, and that ball
Pass across the middle.
Intercepted. Nope, incomplete.
Incomplete.
Incomplete the call, as West Jess thought they plucked an INT.
You got to love the effort, and you also have to love the sales job by the defensive back on that. He came up holding that ball, and that's what you do. You make the referee see that, because there's no instant replay here. If they call an interception, it is an interception. But, boy, I tell you what, we've seen this can be an adventure for East Jessamine on the kick.
Jaden Miller.
Isaac Johnson had his
Back deep
last
for
punt
West.
blocked on a low snap. With Miller back, it's Jaden Miller back to return, and Johnson hooks it right to Miller. Miller mishandled it, scooped it up, and brought down at the 39-yard line.
Return for West.
Boy, that was a good scoop up, as you said, as he was able to hold on to that ball. He didn't have good hold of it, but got a good return on it and have about 5 minutes to go to get ahead in this game before halftime. So you got a first down here for West Jessamine. They're going to be going on the 39-yard line, their own 39-yard line. Good, have good field possession. You know, they've had a couple tough series here. I think it's time for them to kind of go back to what they know, maybe some short passes, get the ball down the field, and see if they can't score before halftime.
First down and 10 for West Jess, trying to maximize these final moments in the half, and there's a slant. That ball caught. Dalton Carter,
to Dalton
2 yards
Carter
shy of the first down at the 44.
Up to
Again,
about
one of the short
44
passes, but the
line.
nice thing was East had a good defender out there, made a good tackle on that, kept them to 5 yards. But I think if you're West Jessamine, this is what you want to do. Dink and dunk it down the field and then see if you can take a shot.
Be second down and 5. Jones having some success in the intermediate passes. Chestnut behind Jones. 2 receivers split out far. Carter split out to the near side. 4:13 in the quarter. Sneaking through the hole is Chestnut.
Give us to Chestnut
Be brought
at the
down
middle.
about a yard short.
That's the best description you can give of that. He did sneak through that hole. He had kind of hunkered down over the ball and was able to get underneath the defender there to get a couple yards.
3rd down and 1. Colts going hurry up. Jones, shotgun. Solomon Smith racing to the near sideline, and the Colts, they got a couple timeouts left, and they're going to continue play here. A little miscommunication there, and lucky to avoid a penalty as Jones races into the secondary. He's got a first down down to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, as you said, they were lucky not to have a penalty there. They didn't quite have their wide receiver up on the line like he should have been, but they got him up just in time. Quickly back under center.
First down at 10, direct snap. Jones navigating the 40, and he is up in it. Great tackle at the 35-yard line.
I'll tell you, see how fast they were going. The lines crew is just now getting the sticks to where they should be. But I'm surprised we haven't seen more of Jones running tonight. He had a lot of success with that against George Rogers Clark, and that opens up so much more for your offense. If you're a threat to run, then that pass is even a little bit easier.
To Kenyon Braxton involved in that stop for East Jess. From the 36, be second down and 3. One receiver each side. And there's a timeout.
Timeout on the field, East Jessamine.
Jaguars call timeout. We'll take a quick break. A big second down coming up. Be right back on Glycod.com.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Ouch.
Well, County leads North.
Well, what do you draw up here in the waning moments, Rick?
I think, again, what you do here is you let Jacob Jones make the decision. He's made good decisions tonight. You know, we talked about him making the short passes on this drive, but he's had a little more trouble with that tonight. But East definitely saw something they didn't like, and they called that timeout there. But West is going to go fast. East better be ready.
Jones rolling right. He is looking for a target in the end zone, and West Jessamine with a touchdown.
Got a flag back on the, I'm not sure if it's roughing the pass. Oh, it's coming back, Chris. That's a holding on West Jessamine. Boy, I tell you what, that is just a dagger there. You get so excited there, but that flag, you see it. I guess I've watched Kentucky football too long, Chris. When there's a touchdown, I always look back down the field, and that's the first thing I did tonight, and there was the flag.
It's Dalton Carter that made a great catch in the end zone, but taken off the board.
Those, again, are plays that we need to write down because that can have huge ramifications later on in the game.
Line of scrimmage back at the Colt 49-yard line, so
second and about 18.
Second down and 18, as you likely heard in the foreground. West Jess still 3 timeouts remaining. Jones, plenty of time, same play call. And incomplete. It's Braxton stride for stride beside Carter.
Yeah, you took a chance on that. Now you have a 3rd and 18, a 3rd and long. A little surprised on that. I thought on that one you may try to pick up a couple yards there and just, have a four down situation where a little more manageable. But on that one, I guess you figure if they didn't stop it the first time, maybe they couldn't stop it that time. But East did a better job denying that pass.
Four down territory, one would presume here for the Colts. Again, they'll get the football to start the second half. So 2 consecutive series here, perhaps, in the middle of this game. Dalton Carter split out beneath us as Jones back to throw, offers a pump fake, and he's going to sling it out of bounds.
Jones passes in.
Boy, that was good defense there. I tell you, he made that pump fake, and a lot of time your defense jumps on that, and boy, they didn't. They continued their pursuit on him, and they're going to have to punt the ball. Boy, I tell you what, East has some huge stops tonight.
Andre Johnson in pursuit. Not sure if you could see that, but Johnson stride for stride behind Jones. And Chance Jackson back to return
Sanchez, the long snapper,
for East Jess.
Don't think we're going to see him go after a bounce ball like he did the last time.
I don't think Coach Bolin wants to see that.
I'm sure he's been
instructed. We might
instructed.
see it, but high snap. Oh, my, a very high kick, partially blocked, it appears, and East Jess will be set up at their 47-yard line. That'll be a 4-yard punt.
I tell you what, that is hard to do. It really is. But for that, it was a good penetration by East, get back to the kicker. He did a good job getting it off, and like you said, I think it was partially blocked. But you got to be impressed with the East there. They just got away from the ball. You don't want to make a mistake there and have that ball hit you.
Jaguars 1 timeout remaining, 2:16 on the clock. Cam Schilfarth, a reliable kicker inside 30, so that's the storyline here on this drive as the Colts face defense. Heisel with the snap, and he's going to slide through the hole, pickup of about 4 to the Colt 49-yard line.
I think what you want to do here is exactly what East is doing. You just don't want to give West another opportunity. If you can go down and get some points, that's great, but you don't want to make any chances of having a mistake on that. And if I am East, I ride Taji Jackson all the way down the field, all the way into halftime.
From the 49, 2 receivers split out far. Heisel in a shotgun. Jackson behind him. Inside the belly of Jackson. Nice stand by the front 4 of West Jessamine. James Hatfield. And Cole on the stop.
Well, I'm surprised that West is not calling a timeout here. You have a 3rd and 6. If you call a timeout and get the ball back, you have a little more time. But that's why I'm standing up here calling the game instead of on the sidelines calling that type of game.
Second down and 5. Becomes 3rd down and 5. For East Jess from the Colt 49-yard line. West Jessamine, 3 timeouts remaining. They're going to select play to continue. Heisel rolling left at 102, slinging it long and incomplete. Jaden Ramey, the intended target.
Yeah, just threw it too far, threw it out of bounds there, going to bring a 4th down. Again, though, we saw a great block by Taji Jackson there to keep his quarterback from getting hit. But now East has to come back and punt the ball. And, boy, I tell you, I'm just really surprised how quickly they gave that ball back.
So Johnson to punt. He's had 1 blocked, a couple of poor snaps. It's been an adventure. But to Rick's point, surprised Taji didn't get a couple more carries on that drive.
Boy, I would have taken him home with me.
If nothing more, to burn the clock.
Absolutely.
This is a good snap, and Johnson will unload it, and it is a gorgeous spiral. Miller retreating, and it's going to trickle into the end zone for a touchback.
You may see a long kick, you may see a high kick, but to see a beautiful spiral kick, you talked about that they were very impressed, excited about his punting, and actually this is the first time I've seen him kick tonight and wasn't impressed, but boy, that one showed what kind of leg he has. So you're going to have West Jessamine 44 seconds. I don't think they're just going to tuck the ball and go in at halftime. I think they're going to try to move this ball down the field as fast as they can. And now they do have the 3 timeouts to use, which gives you extra time to get that ball down the field.
West Jess from their 20. They certainly have the firepower. First drive of the game for them, a 1 pass, 1 play, 86-yard touchdown, and Jones rolling right, and he will sling it. Nice seal-off and a great catch for Jaden Miller and a 1st down.
And that's exactly what you want to do on that. He couldn't get any more yardage, so he just literally fell down out of bounds. Stop the clock, and that way you don't have to burn one of your timeouts.
Ball at the 33, West 33.
West is waiting for the call in from the sideline, and here it comes. Finally, they made the call. Took a long time to get that play in from the sideline. Not sure what the confusion was.
Clock is stopped at 37. Not the smoothest of halves for the Colts. Rolling left is Jones. He's going to throw against his body and a little bit short of Stanfield.
A little short for Stanfield.
Again, those are some things that Jones needs to work on. He needs to work on getting his shoulders open to make that pass. We've seen it 3 times tonight, and I know it's frustrating for him. Something he can work on. He's only a junior. He has another year to work on that. But those are plays that you need to make, especially with only 33 seconds left in the first half.
He has so much ability. You can just see that. So talented.
Absolutely. Comes from football stock, that's for sure.
2nd down at 10. Chestnut was a fixture on the early drives. They've gone away from him for the most part on the last pair of drives. As West Jess, and Chestnut repositioned to the right of Jones. Jones back to throw, and there's Chestnut out of the backfield on a wheel route. He's brought down at the 49-yard line.
A beautiful wheel route there. That's the definition of a wheel route. He went out in motion, got in that seam, and there's the first time out. So again, as I talked about, I was wrong. I think West Jessamine made the wise decision to hold on to their timeouts, and they're using them wisely right now, right at midfield.
18-yard pass play from Jones to Chestnut. We will converse with Scott Downs of the prescription pad at halftime, and also being inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight, Ohio State coach Chris Holtman.
I tell you what, a big honor for him. I know, you think about these college coaches, the big-time coaches, but he's coming back to West Jessamine, and I'm excited to see him here tonight. I think it's great for the school. It's great for him to get to be able to do this, and what an honor it is for one of their own to be so successul in college basketball.
Ohio State, year in and year out, one of the top teams, top programs in the Big Ten. And Chris Holtman, we will try to get some footage of him here at halftime. And West Jessamine knocking on the door again. Again, field goal kicking, certainly perhaps not one of their strongest pieces of the puzzle, but they'll have it from the 50, 1st and 10. 2 timeouts left. Jones back to throw. He's going to sling it coming out of the backfield again. His Chestnut brought down about a yard short of the first down of the 41.
Yeah, you got to call a timeout there because you didn't get the first down to move the sticks.
1 yard short of the first down.
Gain of about 9, and West Jess burns that second timeout. Good clock management on this drive.
Yeah, it's been impressive. As you said, it's been a little bit ragtag tonight for West Jessamine. But on this drive, they seem to have the personnel they want in, seem to be able to run what they want to run. But as you said, this is the point where if you don't have a field goal kicker, then you're going to have to go into the end zone. And sometimes that end zone is a 12th defender out there for you.
Area scoreboard coming up at halftime. We've got a lot of activity in the area. Several area games. LCA last check tied in their game.
14-all, Pikeville, a great game. Tell you what, LCA has been so impressive this year. Just put the hurt on Lexington Catholic last week, something you don't see. And, you talk about field goal kickers. Andrew Dobbs at LCA is the kicker extraordinaire. A punter, a field goal kicker. His kickoffs go 20 yards out of the end zone. I have never seen a high school player kick like he does.
One of the top teams, not only in this area, but in the state, regardless of classification this year. Second down and short from the 41. West Jess again, 1 timeout remaining. Jones in the shotgun, offers a pump fake. He's going to sling it across, ricocheted, and incomplete off of Carter.
Yeah, with those, it's a little iffy to throw that ball across the middle, and of course, then you have your receiver who gets his hand on the ball, which is almost worse than not because it tips the ball up. Thankfully for West, the East defender was moving the wrong direction to pick that ball off.
2 receivers split out far. Solomon Smith near side target. He caught a touchdown that was brought back. Wheel route again, Chestnut upended. He's got the first down to the 32. That's 9 more.
The clock stops, and West Jessamine, they do call a timeout, but I was going to say for them to run at speed is not a problem. They're used to that, but they're going to take their final timeout, which means you have 12 seconds. You really have no choice but to have some plays to go into the end zone.
Maybe 2 plays left.
Yeah, I think that's all you have. You might see some trickeration here. Throw it short, have a little pitch back, and see what happens there. See what East is ready to do. But, yeah, I think 2 plays is probably about the max. You may get 3 if you're able to throw that ball out of the end zone quickly on one of the plays.
I think East Jessamine would be elated to go to the turn leading 7-6.
I tell you what, their defense is definitely a definition of bend but don't break, and they have done that tonight, which is exactly what you want to do. What did we say? You don't want to give this high-powered offense confidence, and other than that first 86-yard pass, the pass was actually about 2.5 yards. The run was 83.5, and they have not had that big play since then.
At the 32-yard line, as West Jess, again, empty of timeouts. Ernest Stanfield caught their touchdown. He's split out top of your screen there in the slot, wearing number 6. Jones back to throw, and he's going to sling it in the end zone. He's looking for Smith, and Smith cannot run under it. Great coverage out there by Braxton.
Again, I use the end zone as my other defender because he can only go so far out there, so just run him all the way. But you only have 7 seconds left, so that play took a lot of time.
Took 5 seconds.
And now the thing is your offensive man has to come all the way back from the end zone. He is sucking air right now, but they're going to have to go right back at it.
West Jessamine yet to attempt a field goal on the year. And this clearly out of the depths of Maynard. Line of scrimmage at the 32. 2 receivers each direction. Jones going to sling it to Smith, and Smith brought down at the 19-yard line. Whether that's a Carter on the catch, and that's going to be the last play of the half.
East Jessamine will walk off the field and take that one. I think they might put, and that's exactly what Coach is saying, but I think the officials might put 1 second back on the clock.
There is still time.
Well, East Jessamine racing to the locker room. They got 4 student athletes left on the field. The balance of the team is off the sidelines, and
if you're Coach Boland, that's what you do. And you know what? He's right. It's halftime.
It sure is. So the officials confirm A great first half, 7-6 East over West. A lot of halftime coverage on the way. We'll be right back to Nicholasville in just a moment on Glycod.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
7-6 halftime score, East over West. We'll be right back. This is Glycod.com.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
We're back live here in Nicholasville. A great first half. East Jessamine leading West Jessamine 7-6. Now, as we do most evenings, we introduce you to one of our kind sponsors, Glenn Downs of the Prescription Pad. I really appreciate your support and a great game as well.
Wonderful night for football in Nicholasville, for sure.
It sure
thanks,
is.
Chris, for having me on.
Well, you're very welcome. This community just is something special.
It's great. It's great. You know, we own the Prescription Pad here in town, and we love serving our community and some of the best people around here in Nicholasville.
What has it been like being a business owner during this time in our era?
It's definitely been a challenge. We've had to change the way we do some things in the pharmacy world. More drive-through, more delivery, in which we offer free delivery here in Nicholasville and Wilmore, and sort of had to change the way we do our business as well, just like a lot of other businesses.
Is delivery a huge part of what you guys do?
Great. It's one of our best services I think we provide. You know, the people, if they can't get to us, will come to you, and same day if you call us before noon.
We're with Glenn Downs at the Prescription Pad. Small communities, business, it has to make you feel proud to do your thing when so much of America is doing with the business with the box stores.
That's right. You know, we get to know our people. We try to do personalized service. We know we know your family. We know your dogs. We know your cats. We try to get to know you, and you're valuable to us.
What do you think of this first half?
It's been a great game. You know, very balanced game. Been very interesting to watch, and should be a good finish.
Well, I know we've talked before. A big Cats fan as well. Big game,
fan,
one tomorrow night.
Got to go get the Cox down there. You know, we beat them 5 out of 6, I think. So I'd like to continue that going and be a big time atmosphere here next week if we could get them this week and for Florida coming next week.
Sure will. Glenn Downs again here with the Prescription Pad. How can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, they can call us at 859-887-2841, or our website is prescriptionpad.net.
Great to see you. Thank you for stopping by.
Appreciate it.
That's Glenn Downs of the Prescription Pad. We will take a quick break, be back for more halftime coverage live from Nicholasville. Be right back.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville, or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Give it up.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Back live, 7-6 East over West at the half. Chris Labar along with Rick Reams. What stood out in the first half, Rick?
Well, I think if nothing else, Taji Jackson stood out from all standpoints of the game. The thing that stood out also to me was East defense, bend but do not break. And that's what they did that. The first play, boy, I tell you what, they were back on their heels. Could have very easily just given up right after that. Thought this game is over with. But, boy, they've come back, had 4th down stops, got turnovers, got the ball back. And you know what? They go in at halftime with the lead 7-6, and I'm not sure they could be any happier than they are with that.
Well, in West, this high prolific offense you mentioned, it didn't take them long. First play from scrimmage for them. And this East defense, you had the line of the night, though, this bend but don't break D. That sums it up so well.
Absolutely. And, I mean, if you're East Jessamine, that's exactly what you want to do. You know what? You give up a 40-yard play, okay, that's fine, but you just don't let them in the end zone, and that's exactly what they've done tonight. And if you look on paper, that should not be the case because East defense should not be able to stop West. But as we said before the game, that's why you play the game. And I tell you what, I've been very impressed. I've been a little bit surprised with kind of the herky-jerkiness of the West offense. I thought they'd be much more fluid and much more solid in that, and I could bet you that Coach Marsh is talking about that at halftime.
Let's revisit the keys to the matchup. How has each team done with these first controlling emotions?
You know, I haven't seen, we haven't had any really, unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, things like that can hurt you. But we have seen some mistakes, some penalties. East got a big first down but had a hold, brought it back. West had a touchdown that was called back. Again, that not necessarily just emotion, but you got to be able to play under control. And I'm going to give both teams credit so far in the first half. I think they have played with their emotions in check.
Containing Jacob Jones, maybe not his sharpest half of the year.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I think if you're East, yes, you contained him, but I'm not sure if Jacob had a little bit to do with that. He's a smart enough quarterback to know he didn't have a great first half, but you know what? There's 2 halves to every ball game. He can come back out here and turn things around.
From a defensive standpoint for West, Jess, is it possible to try to take Taji out of the lineup, take him out of the game plan?
I don't think there is, actually. He's such a big running back. You just can't take him out of the game. They're going to keep on giving him the ball. And what you're going to see, I think, in the second half is you're going to see the dividends of how big he is, that the West defense is just going to get tired. And when you get tired, tackling a big running back is even harder.
Well, in East, Jess, I made the comment earlier, could they make enough plays through the passing game? And I think they've done that. Jacob Crofts had that 46-yard reception. They do just enough through the air to make the team honest.
Yeah, and like I said, in the first half, Justin Heisel, on that rollout to the right, he is very, very good on that play. Made that nice pass. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think he had the kind of arm to make that 46-yard pass, but that was all under that ball was caught and right there, and that was it. So, again, as you said, he has to do just enough to where they can't totally focus on Taji, and I think that's what you're going to see a little bit more. I had been a little bit surprised. I would maybe try to throw it a little bit to Taji also out of the backfield.
West Just defense. Hunter Chastain's played very well. James Hatfield, we've called his name a number of times in the front four.
Yeah, again, West Jessamine, they had one break, a long run by Taji, but you have to look at it also from their standpoint. Hey, we have held them to 7 points, and that's what we want to do. But now you're going to have to come back in, and like I say, you're going to have to get your legs back underneath you, and you don't want to give up any big plays to East right off the bat.
So Ernest Stanfield, 86-yard touchdown reception at the 9-minute mark, first quarter. It was 6-0, the extra point, no good from Isaac Maynard. Then Taji Jackson answered, 26-yard touchdown gallop. PAT was good. East by a point. That the difference in this game. Take a quick break. Be back to Nicholasville in just a moment on GlyCod.com.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective for a successful economic approach? Email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from GlyCod.
East by a point at the turn. What'd you like about Justin Heisel's play in the first half?
As you said, he was a game manager. He did just enough to keep everyone guessing. He did a great job. No big turnovers on his part. Very impressive. He's not a tall guy at all, and he did a great job, I think, controlling the clock, controlling the game, and keeping his team in the lead.
Heisel, 6 foot, 185-pound freshman. Again, played the final 2 series last year in the finale versus Harlan County, and then Coach Bolin liked enough that he saw him, became his regular quarterback this year.
I tell you, that's when you realize every game matters. Every series of every game matters. The last game of the year, you come in with a couple series and you win the job for the next year.
7-6 at the half. Second half on the way from Nicholasville. Be right back on GlyCod.com.
Welcome your West Jessamine Colts back to the...
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent... Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The prescription pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
West Jess football as we begin the third quarter here in a couple moments. At the bottom of the screen, you see our score ticker. And special thanks to Prescription Pad and Glenn Downs for his support of high school athletics here on Glycod. Any early scores stand out thus far, Rick?
Well, you know, the one thing that I saw the most of is that Bryan Station just winning big against Lafayette. That's something I didn't expect to see, that 43-0 at Lafayette. I knew Pikeville and Lexington Christian would be a very close game, and that's what it has ended up being. Douglas and Scott County, that's another big game. I had the privilege of seeing Douglas play against Dunbar a couple weeks ago, and boy, I tell you what, they're the real deal. So for Scott County actually only be down 12-0 is a pretty good thing on their part.
Well, and all these teams this week, they've had to deal with weather. Wednesday, pretty much a washout, and then in the Fayette County Public Schools, 4 of the 6 public schools had a bomb threat. No practice at all Tuesday. And it's certainly been an interesting week for all these teams.
You know, you go from a COVID year all year last year to this year where you think maybe we can get back to some sense of normalcy. And then you have weather and, like you said, bomb threats. When I was a kid, we had bomb threats. I hadn't heard of those in a long time. But apparently they're back, and I'm making light of it, but it's nothing to make light of. That's something that we don't want to see anyone get involved in. But, yeah, it makes it tough on these football coaches and football players.
Well, Douglas, I know they weathered the weather Wednesday. They practiced in a torrential rainstorm. Of course, didn't practice Tuesday, but a very interesting score there. They're the top-ranked team in 5A, but anytime they play Scott County, it's anybody's guess.
Absolutely, and with that team, I tell you what, again, as you said with LCA, Douglas is another one. They're a top team no matter what class they're in. They're that good of athletes.
Got a score out of Louisville. Number 1 male is thumping Butler, so the Bulldogs, the top-ranked team in 6A, having their way. They'll be 5-0 moving into their bye week next week. And for West and East here in this game, the winner, not only the winner of this game, but 1-0 inside the district as the meat of the schedule, the meat of the season here on the horizon.
Yeah, and this is what you play the games for, because the district is all that matters. It doesn't matter what your scores were before the district games. You want to win your district games so you can get into the best playoff position that you can, and that's what these players are playing for tonight. So, again, you throw out a 2-2 and 1-3 record. You're 0-0. This is the first game of the meaningful season.
West Jess football here in a couple of moments, an elongated halftime. Again, current men's Ohio State basketball coach Chris Holtman was inducted into the Hall of Fame here at half. A big treat for him as well as this community. And 5 more minutes put on the halftime clock to enable both teams to have some additional prep time.
I tell you, West Jessamine, they used all the time they could. I think they had a lot to talk about in the locker room, just not really pleased with how things have gone, and time to kind of readjust, recommit to what you're doing, and come out here and get the ball and see what you can do and put some points on the board to get ahead in this game. And if you're East Jessamine, you just want to keep the same thing going that you've had going.
Well, and cleaning up some procedure penalties. Neither team has been super sharp on special teams.
And that, again, is where the game is going to come down to. I said when they miss the extra point, we'll watch for that later. When the touchdown is called back, you watch for that in the fourth quarter, because those are plays that you look back on and just have to shake your head because it makes such a big difference in the game. But now you're starting off. If you're East, you're thinking, okay, we're up 1, let's keep this going. And if you're West, you say we're only down 1 and we've not played very well. So let's go ahead and see if we can't go ahead and move ahead of this game and get the ball back right off the bat.
I'm Chris Labar. He's Rick Reams. Glycod.com. Executive producer Steve Bird live tonight at West Jess in Nicholasville. Tips into the lower 60s. A perfect night for high school football, week 6. West Jessamine football after a pooch, and it would be appropriate we'd have a penalty on the first play of the half.
Everyone's just kind of getting their feet back underneath them, and someone on East was a little excited to get down the field and had an offside penalty. Excuse me.
And re-kick.
Little things make big differences. An offsides on a kickoff can make a big difference.
And it's such a competitive district. Woodford County having a great season. Madison Southern, so much mystique. And then Collins, always formidable.
Cameron Schilforth.
Got to clean up special teams plays. And Schilforth high and to the left. And Westchester at the 30-yard line across the 40. Down to the 48, and that ball is fumbled, and East Jessamine will recover. And there's a
flag on the field.
A late flag, but I believe.
And still no call about the fumble out of bounds.
The flag was for the East Jessamine player, just kind of threw the ball off on the sideline there. Little excitement there, but I think they said the ball went out of bounds.
We'll see what the call is here directly beneath us. West Jess will hang on to it.
Down, West Jessamine.
And, you know, with that, and then you have a personal foul after on East, so you're 15 more yards. Boy, what a way to start the half. Could have been a disaster with the fumble there, but it rolled out of bounds. Then you get a personal foul, so West starting with great field position to start the second half.
Line of scrimmage going to be marked for the moment at the East
Jake
Jess
Collins
46, but that's going to be on down in there. The linesman will march.
15-yard step off. We'll move the ball all the way down
just
to
a huge momentum shift there.
29-yard line.
East Jessamine thought they had the ball, and then you move. Not only do you not have the ball, but you get a 15-yard personal foul, which is that first emotion penalty that we've seen tonight.
At the 29-yard line, trips to the far side for West Jess. Jones rolling left, and nice backside contain by East Jess. Tackle by Logan Willems.
Yeah, nice play by Willems there. You know, you said it in the first half. I'm not sure why they've gone away from Chestnut. He had really good success on a couple of runs, and I think you need to go back to that. We talked about Jacob Jones running, but on that play, he just had nowhere to go. So give the ball to Chestnut. Let him do something with it.
No gain for Jones. Second down and 10 for West Jess. From the East Jess 31-yard line. High snap. Stanfield has it. Stanfield cuts against the grain. He's slippery as Stanfield. He'll be tripped up at the 25. Gain of about 5 yards.
Yeah, that's one of those where, although he didn't run a long way, he moved his feet a whole bunch. Got a bunch of steps in there, but he tried to pick his spot, and he did get a 5-yard gain out of it.
Third down and 5 coming up from the 25-yard line.
3rd and 6.
Jones in a shotgun. Chestnut to his right. Design draw. Jones probing the first down, and he's going to drag tacklers for the first down. He needed the 20. He'll angle out about the 16-yard line.
Boy, that's where you show his strength. He's a big boy. He's a tough one to get down also, and he's excited there. And that's what Wes wanted right there. You did not want East to make a stop on that one like they had in the first half.
In the red zone at the 17-yard line.
Marked at about the 17-yard line.
Making a lot of changes, West is.
Shuffling in a new alignment. Dalton Carter split out wide. He's the vertical threat with Stanfield in the slot. He's the across the middle guy. And this time Jones will be the decoy as Chestnut twisting to the 15-yard line.
To 15.
Went back to Chestnut on that time. Like I said, that was a good fake, but East Jessamine did a good job sniffing out where the ball was and made the tackle.
Gain of a couple from the 15-yard line. Second down and 10 as Stanfield leaks out, split out wide. Jacob Jones in the shotgun, design draw. And Jones falling forward to the 10. He'll
Jones
pick up
with the
5,
carry.
and this is a big third down coming up.
Yeah, a big tackle on him that time. Like you said, it was a
Ball
design
goes down to
draw.
about the 10-yard
They've
line.
gone to that a couple times. I'm not sure if that's to set something else up or not, but you have a 3rd and about 4, and as we've said, it's not a given that you can kick a field goal here, so you're going to have to put the ball across the sticks to get that 1st and goal.
Isaac Maynard in. He'll be at an H-back position, directly in front of Jones to the left. Chestnut is the back, and Chestnut on the draw. He needs 5 yards, and Chestnut ripping a 1st down. It's 1st down and goal inside the 5.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, big lineman just made a cross block, came across from the other side of the field and made a big block to get Chestnut, and West Jessamine going fast again.
1st and goal. They'll mark it at the 3. Chestnut from Jones, and he is stood up at the goal line trying to power through. Touchdown.
And it's a touchdown.
If you're West Jessamine, that's how you drew it up on the scoreboard. Let's get the ball, let's march it down the field, and let's get the points. Now you got to make a decision. Do you go for 2 here, or do you go ahead and kick the extra point?
Chestnut, his 3-yard rushing touchdown. That's his 5th score of the year. And it will be a PAT applied. Jones to hold and Maynard on.
Little surprised with this decision.
5-point West Jess lead. Still a lot of time left, and Maynard's
Isaac
kick
Maynard
hurried
with the
up.
extra point attempt,
And it's off.
9:07 remaining in the 3rd.
So special
West
teams
Jessamine
plays
12.
loom large.
East
West Jess
7.
by 5. We'll take a quick break. Now this from the prescription pad on Glycod.com.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Bryce Chestnut, touchdown rush, has given West Jess the lead. Their issue, they can't make an extra point.
Number 9, Chance Jackson.
You know, my thinking on that is if you go at 5 or 6, you still know that East has a field goal kicker that can kick that extra point. That's why I would have gone for 2. I'm sure that the statistics probably say you don't go for 2 there, but I think sometimes you have to go against the grain and make a decision to at least go for 2, because right now you're no worse off than you would have been with a missed extra point.
Chance Jackson again, a brace on that left hand, a cast rather. He's muffed 1 punt. He'll be back to return for East Jess. And this kick will be gobbled up by Jackson. Plenty of room across the 30. And a great return, but another fumble. A fumble at the 48 and a huge scrum as that ball finally blown dead.
Well, I tell you what, that was, like you said, a great play by East to stay on that ball.
Fumble on the return,
and he just
recovered by
got it
East.
ripped out at the very end, but they have the ball back. 2 almost disasters for each team on opening 2 kickoffs of this half.
Looked like Nathan Rice may have recovered that, as Nathan Rice, both he and Chance Jackson right in the vicinity, and it's East Jess football at their 45.
Spotted at the East 45-yard line.
Now, if you're East Jessamine, you don't want to do anything too fancy. You just want to keep it with what you have and move the ball down the field. And again, I'm riding Jackson all the way down the field.
Jacob Reeder sprinting out. He has split out far wide. And Jackson from Heisel, and Jackson breaking 1 tackle, falling forward, dragging tacklers, a 7-yard gain.
He's a man amongst boys out there. They just cannot stop him on that first hit. And the thing I'm most impressed about is he will not go down until someone pulls him down. That sounds crazy, but a lot of kids will go down on first contact Boy, he is not one of those.
Reminds me a little bit of Earl Campbell as well.
Oh, boy, I tell you what. I would have hated to play defense against Earl Campbell, and I feel that way against Najee Jackson also.
Well, we had a Mo Williams comparison in the first half. Just a tremendous high school player. Second down and short. And Heisel again with the tote, and Jackson stood up. No gain. Nice penetration by that front four.
Oh, there's a late penalty. I'm afraid that's going to be on a West Jessamine. Pulled off the East Jessamine's helmet. Going to be interesting to see how they call that. I think they're going to call a face mask on West Jessamine, and they had just made a great stop on Najee Jackson. And again, these penalties are things that hurt you.
You know, one of the linemen for East Jess, that was Willems, the fullback, that had that helmet lost. And it is a first down.
We're seeing a little bit of the emotion that's coming out, and that's what we talked about, that one of the keys of the game is to keep your cool. And right now, some of the kids are just losing their cool a little bit, which you just can't afford to do. Both coaches understand that, but boy, you can't be out there with your players on the field. You just got to tell them, keep it under check.
Under 8 minutes in this third quarter. West by 5. Dylan Carter split out far. Direct snap, Heisel. And Heisel, not much running inside. Brought down for a gain of 3 at the 35.
Well, I tell you, that almost like Canadian League football. He was on a full sprint when he received that snap. I'm not sure that's legal, but I tell you what, he sure did it. But he got up to speed fast.
Ball at the 35.
35-yard line. Second down and 8. Like the Toronto Argonauts.
Yes, good reference there. I couldn't go with one. At Calgary, I'm not sure, but the Argonauts, I like that.
From the 35 is Heisel. Doing a great job managing this game. He's going to roll right. And Heisel slings it. That was a great pass, but bobbled and incomplete.
Boy, you know what? He was doing a great job trying to keep his feet in bounds, but he was so fixated on his feet that he did not pull the ball in. Boy, nice try on that.
It was Jacob Crofts, the intended target, and Heisel had some pep on that one. They're down an 8, under 7 in this third quarter. Great job tonight by our Glycod crew here live from Nicholasville. See some long sleeves beneath us, some long johns. It's starting to feel that time of the year. Third medium. Heisel back to throw. Slinging it down the far sideline.
Oh, yeah.
And great coverage, or is it? Crofts will be interfered with.
The problem is he never turned to look at the ball. He just face guarded the man. You just can't get by with that. But again, a great play by East Jessamine. Throw that ball, and it was right on long. A nice play for a first down.
Well, Crofts has some length at 6'4", and he has exploited that time after time against these West Jess DBs.
And I tell you, they're not doing anything tricky about it. They're just snapping the ball and let him beat the DBs down the field and making the pass. And, you know, that's what you want to do there. Make the referee make that call, and he did a great job on that.
1st and 10. Ball at the 20-yard line.
Inside the Colt red zone at the 20. Trying to take the lead with a touchdown as Ramey split out far. Crofts, the vertical threat, split out near side in the slot. Bottom of your screen, and Heisel will hand to Jackson, and Jackson about a half yard inside.
Yeah, they did that direct snap again. Heisel moved out of the way and got the ball, but that time West Jessamine did a great job stopping that play for a short gain.
This Colt defense, Cole and Hatfield, they've had a tremendous game inside, trying to limit Najee Jackson's damage. Second down and 9. At the 19. 2 receivers. Bottom of her screen, and Jackson trying to reach the next level, and those legs keep burning and churning, and Jackson dragging tacklers just shy of the marker.
Boy, what, you know, He moved 4 yards with 3 guys on his back to at least get something out of nothing on that play. But West Jessamine did a great job. There was a big hole there to open up, and their secondary came in and closed that hole to at least stop him. Now you got a 3rd and about 5 yards.
Grant Campbell involved in that play for West Jess. A lengthy drive here for East Jess. Began after recovering a fumble on the kick. Rolling left is Heisel, and he can't take a sack, but he did. Back to the 25.
I tell you, that's where you've got to know, and you've got to just get rid of that ball, because, man, that is just a killer. Right here, you're out of field goal range. You're going to have to go for it on 4th down, and boy, just a huge play by West Jessamine's defense.
3rd down and short becomes 4th down and about 14.
I think with this one, you may just throw that ball up towards the end zone again, see if you can get another call or another catch.
Well, Crofts has been their go-to guy.
Yeah, and West Jess has had trouble guarding him.
Crofts split out in the top slot. To his right outside is Dylan Carter. Ramey split out underneath us, 4th and long. Heisel slinging it deep in the end zone. And fortuitously, it's mishandled and incomplete.
Boy, you don't want to intercept that ball in the end zone. You're going to lose 20 yards on that. So West Jessamine with a nice stop there to get that ball back. And now if you're West, you know you need to take the ball down the field, because a 5-point lead really is very precocious at this time.
Perhaps a steady diet of Bryce Chestnut on this drive. He is bruising back in his own right, 5'8", 180.
They've had a lot of luck on the wheel route to him also. Another play that East has had trouble stopping. So you're just going to have to see which direction you want to go to. But I think I would have him with the ball in his hands at times.
From the 25-yard line, it's 1st down and 10 for West Jess. Split out threes. Jones up under center, and he's going to sling it short. That's Stanfield trying to get outside. And he's a burner as he picks up a 1st down.
Yeah, we saw on that first play from scrimmage of the game with them that, boy, he can move. He's coming up limping. I'm not sure if he's cramping. I'd be a little bit surprised because it's not hot tonight. But, boy, he's having a little bit of pain there.
Well, we've got a penalty away from that play. A penalty, and it will fall against the Colts.
Boy, I tell you what, just not smart play out there.
That's going to negate about a 12-yard pitch and catch and a 1st down.
Against West.
A lot of times on those flanker screens, your other receiver out there is trying to get an opening for your receiver with the ball and just holds to try to get that opening.
1st down at 15 on the stick for West Jess. Nearing the 4-minute mark of this 3rd quarter. East led by 1 at the turn. West scored on a touchdown to start the half, but then missed their 2nd PAT. Jones, design run. He's looking for room outside, and he won't get it.
Boy, nice hit there. Gained about 5, but if he could have gotten around the corner, he had a lot of field in front of him. Nice tackle there.
Kenyon Braxton on that stop.
Very nice play.
2nd and 11.
East Jess has been sound and tackling in space tonight. We've seen several open field stops.
And those are huge plays because, like I say, if you get past that one man, you've got a lot of green in front of you.
2nd down and 11 with 3:19 in the 3rd. Jones slings it across, and that ball is caught up to the 34, about 2 yards shy of the marker. Brought down by Dalton Carter.
35.
Boy, he made a nice move there. He sliced in between 2 to, I think that's going to be close to a 1st down. Yep. They called it, gave it to him a 1st down. Yeah, no need for any sticks out here tonight. This crew just makes the decision and goes with it.
Doug Rohr, he trusts his gut. That's 2 of those. Again, he just said it's a 1st down. From the 35. This drive commencing up at the 37-yard line after the penalty, and there's an inside handoff. Chestnut, a couple of yards.
Tell you one thing Jacob Jones is going to have to do is watch, is he's making a hand gesture when he's changing that call, and it's every time he does that over his head, they hand the ball off to Chestnut. If you're a defender, you can watch that.
Second down and 10. Chestnut again, nearly the same design. Brought down by Cam Castillo after about a half yard.
Up to the 40.
Yeah, you run your fast offense, but then you just give the ball inside like that, so you ended up with 3rd and long.
3rd down and 7. Coming up for West Jess. This would be a big stop by the Jaguars if they can hold. Jones in a gun. And Jones will pitch it short coming out of the break, and Solomon Smith had it ricochet right through his hands.
Yeah, the pass was a little tall for him, but you got to make that catch out there. Didn't quite have the first down, but now you're 4th down, and boy, I tell you what, Wes, yeah, I don't think they had any choice, but boy, they waited a second, like maybe we'll go for it, but I think they made a wise decision to go for a punt now.
Dalton Carter to punt, and for the moment, East Jess will send back Chance Jackson. Again, he is senior leader unquestionably, but had a couple of muff punts. And playing with only one clean hand with a brace on the left. And Carter, a high, short, and I mean short kick. It's going to bounce backward inside the 50 back at the 47. That'll be about a 7-yard punt.
Boy, punting for average is not going to be one of the stats they're pleased with. Just that ball, as you could tell, as it was going high in the air, it was spinning back the wrong way, and once it hit back towards the West Jessamine players.
Looked like one of your 3 woods.
Yeah, well, I haven't played golf in about 45 years, and that's the reason why, right there. So you are not too far from the truth, and you didn't even know you were speaking truth. So there you go.
Well, East Jess, favorable field position from the Colt 47-yard line. 2 receivers out far. Tajee Jackson behind Heisel. And Jackson gets the call. Back inside, and he'll pick up just a couple of yards. Nice tackle there by Cam Humber.
Sure was. Just stopped his forward progress. Got him down. You know, I'm still surprised that they have not taken Jackson out and just thrown a little screen to him. He's going to be open out there. He stays back and blocks, which, like I say, is very impressive. But I'm just really surprised they don't have a short pass play to him. I think that would really pay off dividends for them.
They probably do. Maybe just haven't used it much yet. We'll see. Readers split out far. This game perhaps coming down to the final possession. Under a minute in the 3rd. Jackson is to the left of Heisel. And Heisel will dump it short, and a nice lunging grab by Dylan Carter. He'll pick up a pair up to the 45.
Yeah, it just didn't give him a chance to get underneath that ball and run. He had to make a diving catch. Like you said, it was a nice catch, but for only a gain a couple of yards.
It'll be 3rd and 8.
3rd down and long. East Jess will elect to watch some of these seconds evaporate.
3rd down.
Play call coming in. And a big 3rd down opportunity for this West Jess defense. Again, coming in, averaging 37 points given up. And they have been very stout tonight against the Jaguar offense. Heisel pitches it short, trying to set up a screen. It's Croft in traffic, and Croft's up to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, nice defense there. That's one of those when all of a sudden your defensive linemen were able to move that close to the quarterback, you know a screen's coming.
As the 3rd quarter comes to a close.
Big 4th down coming up. 4th down and 4 as the 4th quarter on the way. West by 5 over East, and we'll be right back on Glycod.com.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The prescription pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Big fourth down coming up as we move into the fourth quarter. East Jess staring at 4th down and 4.
It's going to be a tough decision here, man. I tell you, you've had trouble on the punts, but at the same time, you don't want to give the ball back to a high-powered offense, and you're on their side of the field. Looks like they got the players in to go for it, which I think is the right call.
Not sure how many more drives you'll get into this section of the field here with just 12 minutes left.
4th down play.
A great night for high school football. Privileged to be here, East and West, week 6. Heisel, there's that screen out to Jackson, needing 4. And Jackson hit behind the line, doesn't matter. Tajee Jackson. Wow.
A prognosticator. I finally got one right, but boy, I tell you what,
Jackson,
that was the time to call it. And I think you were right. They've had that play. They just hadn't called it. But again, you give that man the ball and you let him get his first down. He should have been stopped about 2 yards short, and he gets about 8 yards more, and they just got him by a shoestring, or he was going to take that one to the house.
Those student athletes, those kids, those fans, far sideline, just so jubilant. Great effort by Tajee Jackson.
Wow, what an effort.
On 4th and 4. Plays like that win ball games.
Yes, in the fourth quarter, they sure do.
From the 30. Might as well give it to Jackson again, and the pile will terminate at the 28, a pickup of 2 inside.
Yeah, that was a good defensive stand there
Jackson
by that.
again on the
You
carry.
can tell Jackson, he's a little slower hopping up right now. I think he's a little tired himself.
Applegate and Cole
But he's
combined with the stop for West.
making some hand gestures. I'm not sure if someone on the west sideline said something to him or not, but
2nd and 8.
he is playing a whale of a ball
From the
game
East
tonight.
28. Rather, from the West 28.
A lot of time between plays, and there's that timeout for East.
Jessamine.
So the Jaguars call their first timeout, and we'll keep things here to strategize as well. But back to that screenplay, just tremendous effort, and the Colts played good defense. They were right there.
Yeah, that's got to be your frustration is you have him boxed up, but you can't stop him. And like you said, after that first, second, third, fourth hit, he still got 7 or 8 more yards. Something you need to watch, though. 10:35 to go in the fourth quarter, and all of a sudden, really, for no apparent reason, you have to burn one of your timeouts. And that, again, is something that can come back later in the game and really hurt you.
Well, special teams play has certainly been a factor. West missing a couple of field goals, rather a couple of PATs. And in tight ball games, special teams so critical.
Yeah, it just, I mean, doesn't matter what level you're playing in, special teams mistakes can always end up hurting you. That's for sure.
Chris LeBar, Rick Reams back live. And East Jess down 5 here. Middle portion this fourth quarter.
Big series right here. If you're West, you just want to make a stop here.
Heisel in a gun, 2 receivers beneath us. And Jackson trying to get outside. There's a stiff arm evading one, exploding through the hole, lunging to the 17 and close to a first down.
Jackson with the carry.
You know, our folks are lucky because they're able to see the live stream. But the best description you've done all night is exploding, because that's exactly what he does. That stiff arm just knocks the player off the ground, and then he runs through 3 players before he goes down. And he's having a little conversation. I've understand what it is now. He and the West Jessamine students are talking a little bit amongst themselves out on the field and up in the stands.
First down and 10 inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. A touchdown will give East Jess the lead. Heisel in a gun. Tajee to his left. There's the direct to Tajee, and Jackson at the 15-yard line. Gain
Jackson
of
with
a
the
couple.
carry. Number 49, James Hatfield with the stop for
Talking
West.
with Coach Bolin earlier this week, just doesn't really understand why Jackson hasn't warranted a lot of high FBS looks.
You know, I've said this about
Maybe
other
a pickup
players,
of a half
but if
yard,
he is
second
not
and a
a
long
college
line.
football player, I've not seen one.
Well said.
Just, you can tell, again, he's a man amongst boys. He goes out and he does his job, and he's just, I mean, he's unstoppable at this point.
Such a competitor. Second down and 9. Nearing the 9-minute mark in the fourth. Heisel rolling left. He's got a big security blanket out there, and Heisel's going to sling it in the end zone. Picked.
Intercepted. West Jessamine.
A huge
Intercepted.
Wow.
Got it.
Ian Fain with a pick.
We've said all night, Heisel is much more comfortable rolling out to his right. That time he rolled out to his left, threw across his body, threw into coverage, and oh boy, what a momentum shift right there for West Jessamine. If I'm West Jessamine, I'm going after points right now. Big plays.
2 big East Jessamine
Fain
turnovers
with
in this
the pick.
game. One a muffed kick, this an interception.
First
And
and
for the
10
moment,
West
the
from their own
difference in the
20.
game as West Jess by 5 from their 20.
Boy, just heartbreaking for East Jessamine, having a great drive and then make that pass to get intercepted in the end zone.
Jones in the shotgun, Chestnut to his right, and he's going to pave the way for Jones, trying to get outside, and Jones fleet of foot, first down. Across the
Jacob
35-yard
Jones with the
line and
keeper.
a gallop of 15.
Yeah, you can
And
see
enough
his
for another
speed on that
first
one.
down.
That's what they tried to do in the first half, but he just could not quite get outside enough. But on that one, boy, once he got outside, he turned on
Ball
the
up
jets.
to the West 34-yard line.
Officially a
33-yard line.
13-yard pickup. Across the 30 to the 33. East 2 timeouts remaining. And West trying to go ball control here. They want to milk some of this clock. Chestnut with the tote, and Chestnut rips through about 7,
Yeah,
making
Mr.
9
Chestnut.
and 10
Big
for a
game.
first down.
Boy, he's doing his own running there. That's a nice play. They had gone away from him, as you said, at the end of the first half. Not a whole lot in the third quarter, but boy, now's the time. You want to run him.
I love it. Doug Rohr, the referee, was about 15 yards behind the
Ball at
play,
the
said
West
first down.
44.
He just pointed his hand out, first down.
There's no need for sticks out here. He's got this under control.
The chain crew, they've been out on the field once throughout this contest, I believe, with 8:20 to play. 2 consecutive first downs on this series for West, which began after an Ian Fain interception in the end zone. Jones in the gun, in the belly of Chestnut. And Chestnut for negligible
again with the
yardage.
carry.
All those runs take a toll on your defensive line there.
Short
They're a
gain on
little
play.
slow getting up. They're running
Maybe
new players
1
in.
second and
Tell you
9.
what, this game has just been brutal in the trenches, and it's starting to show for both teams.
Matt Hager in for William Welch for East. Hager, utility man lineman. He'll be lined up at the nose with the A-gap. Second down and 9 from the 45-yard line. 7:30 left. Jones in the gun, misdirection, handoff, Chestnut, a great stagger run, and he's going to rip off a first down. And Chestnut down at the 38 and a 17-yard gain.
And as you said, you were correct, and I thought they'd go for the big play, but they're just going time. Burn as much time as you can and take the ball down the field. And again, as we said on the other side, Najee Jackson, hand the ball to Chestnut, let him go with it.
From the 38-yard line. And East badly needs a stop here. Will West put it in the air is the question. Trips to the near side. For the moment, they won't, as Jones falling forward for about 4 or 5 yards on first down, tripped up at the 32.
Yeah, I think your thinking is if you put the ball in the air, an incompletion is going to stop the clock. And that's the one thing you don't want to happen now. You want the clock to keep on moving.
Be a gain of 5 yards, so
32.
2nd down and 5. West trying to improve to 3-2 on the year. East trying to reach level par at 2-2. Both teams back inside district action next week. We'll have both games for you right here. And Jones to Chestnut. Chestnut to the left. Stutter step across the 27 to the 25. And that will be another first down.
Looks like Chestnut is getting stronger as this game goes on. He made some moves there to get through the line and then just ran hard, doing his job, putting his nose to the ground and getting yards and taking up time.
This West O-line, that left side with Lewis Sims at left tackle and Placenza at left guard. Tremendous job. They're going to pave the way again for Chestnut. And Chestnut brought down at the 21. He'll pick up about 4 more.
This is the time that East needs to go back to that bend but don't break defense. You need to get a stop here, get a turnover. Just do not let that ball get into the end zone because you're within a touchdown.
5:23 left. Steady die to Chestnut, and Chestnut upended. It'll be about 3rd down and 2. Dorian Welch, the center, a little slow to get up for West Jess.
So I said, those linemen have put in yeoman's work tonight, and they have to be getting tired in there.
On both sides.
Yes, absolutely.
A few more numbers for West Jess. East Jess about 50 in their program. And this is a big play here, although it may be 4-down territory. 3rd and 4, direct snap to Jones, and Jones will not get that first down. Great job inside by the Jaguar defense.
Boy, now you got to make a big decision, not whether to go for it or not, but whether you throw for it or not. And that's, I mean, I think you almost have to on this. But, boy, I tell you, this is a tough time. And East defense, this is the time. Are you going to bend or are you going to break?
Isaac Maynard on at the H-back position. He's the heavy in what likely could be a passing situation here. 4th down and 4 from the 20. Play of the game thus far. Jones back to pass, and that ball is caught by Dalton Carter, and he's going to get the first down the near sideline, out inside the 5. We've got a flag. A flag.
And a penalty flag flies at the end.
A flag after Carter apprehended.
I tell you, this is one of those positions in this press box. A personal foul at the end of that. I think that's a frustration penalty. The one way you can look at that, at least, is it's only half the distance instead of 15 yards. But, yeah, you just don't want your emotions to take care of you there. But on a 4th down play, I think they had no choice but to go ahead and pass that ball. And if I'm if I'm West, I give the ball to Chestnut here 4 straight downs and let him get it in the end zone.
So Dalton Carter, a huge catch on 4th down. Jones in the shotgun, and we've got another penalty.
Offside, East.
So half the distance from the 2 makes it to the 1.
I'll tell you, there, East is starting to have some issues that you don't want to have at this position.
Direct snap to Jones. Jones, I don't think he got in. He did not.
No, I think on that one he slipped again. I'll tell you, I'd go back to Chestnut. I know you don't want to take a chance on a fumbled handoff, but it looks like they're not going to because Jones in front of him.
2nd and goal from the 2. It's Jones again, and this time it will be a West Jess touchdown.
Jones for a touchdown.
So Jacob Jones with his first touchdown rush of the evening. And that big 4th and 4 conversion paves the way.
Absolutely. You know, that we knew that was going to be kind of the play that was going to make or break the game for East. And at this point, it looks like it's going to make the game for West because 4th and 4, then get a personal foul, then get an offsides, and can't stop him on the second down from the 1 for a touchdown.
Isaac Maynard on for the point after. He's 0 for 2 after entering the year 15 for 15. And Maynard's kick is up and through. So West Jess on top, 19-7. We'll be right back to Nicholasville right after this on Glycon.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Jacob Jones in from 2 yards out. That propels the West lead to 12. East 2 timeouts remaining.
We talked about it before the game. Can you contain Jacob Jones? And towards the end of this game, in the second half, the answer has been no for East.
Kicking off for West, number 5, Solomon Smith.
Solomon Smith back to kick off for West Jess. Special teams on both sides has been an issue. High, short kick. East Jess at the 20. That's Crofts. And Crofts, a hard-earned effort, brought down at the 35.
Yeah, moved forward about 7 or 8 yards after he got hit. So good play by him. Now, 3 minutes, 22 seconds. We know East is not really built for high-powered, quick offense, but sometimes you don't have a choice. You're just going to have to go for gusto here and see what happens.
To join us at the conclusion, we'll have a look at the most outstanding player. One for each team, presented by the Jessamine County Health Department. Been some very strong individual efforts on both teams tonight. And 2 teams kicking off district play, week 6. Heisel back to throw. Screen pass to Taji Jackson. And Jackson, a nice tackle, brought down at the 36-yard line. Jake Collins with a stop.
Boy, he hit him low and took him down, which we know is not an easy thing to do. But Jake Collins, boy, young man, be proud of yourself on that one. That was a nice tackle.
Collins, 5'10", 180-pound senior, at 8 stops last week in that lopsided loss at Ashland Blazer. .245 left. Heisel back to throw. Up in the pocket. He's trying to be slippery, and Heisel across the 40 to the 41, where it's 3rd down and 4.
Great effort there by Heisel. He knew he was going to get hit. He held on to the ball. I'm so impressed with him. He's just an athlete. He's just a player, and he knows what he's doing back on the field as a quarterback, and that's what you want.
Great effort. I think he'd like to have that pass back in the end zone, but he has had a gallant game. Has the freshman. He'll flip it out in the flat. And brought down for a loss. That was Chance Jackson that caught it, and he was dropped in space, and it will bring up 4th down.
Up to about the 41.
I tell you, once you score West Jessamine, everything changes. Their defense gets excited. East is going to have to take a timeout here. I think with 2:01, you have no choice but to go for it on 4th and 5.
Well, if the score holds, West will take a lead inside the district. They will be at Woodford County next week, and that should be a very interesting game.
Yeah, I tell you what, if you're West, you really want to get ahead in the district. You wanted to win this game, because I'm not saying they can't beat Woodford County, but boy, right now Woodford County is the class of the district.
Yeah, Coach Dennis Johnson, very high-powered offense. A lot of those key skill guys returning from last year, and they're ranked 3rd at the last AP poll in Class 5A. And then East will host Madison Southern.
Yeah, another big district game. Madison Southern getting beaten pretty easily tonight. So, you know, you're one of those, you hate to lose your rivalry game, but in the same sense, it's just one game in the district. You got to go on and keep on playing game after game after game. I know it's hard to get your kids' heads back in the game, but that's what the coaches do, and that's what they're going to have to do in this game.
So a big fourth down for East Jessamine.
With a 4th and 4 from their own 41.
East led by 1 at half, and West Jess 13 unanswered in quarters 3 and 4. Perhaps their last stand for the Jaguars. Heisel 4th and 4 behind the line of scrimmage. And that's going to close it as he's brought down for a sack at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, on that play, you just can't have a sack, but he just could not find anyone. He tried to make it all the way around to get to the first down, but just got no gain on that.
Jackson Applegate
from the 41
with the tackle, and West Jess a couple of knees away from
winning. You again, very important. If
winning.
You're leaving tonight out the big exit in front of West, you will have to go toward 68.
Been a great crowd tonight.
If you leave out of the big exit of the 4 lanes. If you leave out of the small exit, you will be forced to go to 27.
So West Jess offense back out there. It's been a cleaner second half for Jacob Jones.
That's what we talked about at halftime. Could they clean it up? And that's why they stayed in the locker room as long as they did, and they have cleaned it up.
And Jones will find Chestnut. He's going to gash the middle of that defense for about 4 yards.
Yeah, you hold the ball with 2 hands. That's what he did. East takes their last timeout.
So East will stop play with 1:44 left on the clock. We will update the ticker in our post game and keep you posted on all the area scores. Douglas at last check was now leading Scott County 19-0 middle of the third, and LCA now leading by 10 after 3.
Yeah, LCA and Pikeville, we knew that would be a tough game, and it has been, but it looks like LCA is starting to flex their muscles a little bit. And then Douglas, I want to see the team that can stay with Douglas, because I have yet to see one that can.
Well, South Warren, a lot of people like them in 5A. Again, Douglas, all the success they've had, they've yet to win that state title. Perhaps this is their season.
Could very well be, but again, as you said, you would think most years they are favored, but they just have not been able to get over the hump yet.
Coach Nathan McPeak, fine gentleman, head coach over at Douglas. You can listen to that game. Joe Cox, Max Godby on the call on Glycod. You can flip over to that. Of course, after this one here. And West Jess now second down and 5 from the Jaguar 38-yard line. Jones back to throw, and he's going to try to empty it out, and he does. Well, Stanfield for 6.
You know, these kids want to score. They want to play. It puts points on the board, pads the stats a little bit. And I'm just going to say it. It rubs your opponent's nose in the ground just a little bit.
Stanfield, his second touchdown.
Did a little fake out and then let him run underneath the ball, and it was a beautifully thrown ball. I'll give him credit on that.
Yeah, one of Jones' best passes of the night is Maynard on for the point after. And he got a flag. The kick went through, and it may have been some sort of infraction post-kick.
The kicker against East.
Yeah, 5 yards on the kickoff, I'm sure.
This was my second rivalry game in 3 weeks. It was a game in Oldham County 2 weeks ago. Similar situation, and the opponent scored right there at the goal line. There at the end of the ball game. It is what it is.
You could tell by my hesitation. I don't like to say anything, but I'm also kind of a purist that if you have the victory, you just go ahead and take the knee. But you know what? These kids want to score, and you never know what's being said out there. So they scored a touchdown. I was at a rivalry game last week too. Oldham County finally snapped the long streak against South Oldham. We didn't see any of that, but as you said, I think you said it best. It is what it is.
So West Jess, all these points unanswered, 20 of them, matter of fact, in this half. And we'll beat East Jess football here in just a couple of moments. Thanks to all the great sponsors here on Glycod.com, Prescription Pad, Jessamine County Health Department, to name a few. We will have more high school football in the waning weeks here in what has turned out to be an outstanding 2021 high school football season.
Absolutely. And you know what? These are the games, even though the score now is lopsided, this game was not a 26-7 game. That is for sure. And that's what you love to see in high school.
And as always, inside the district, these two teams could very well meet again. A lot of moving parts here in the fall. And Smith will pierce it. And a nice catch at the goal line for East Jess. 20-yard line. That is Cameron Smith, and he's going to turn on the burners and be thrown out at the 38.
Yeah, both of these teams will remember this game. Let's just put it that way. So it's one of those, if they play again, I hope I get to be on the call because I want to see it. It's been a great game. I've really enjoyed. Both teams have played very, very well, and they have had their high moments and their low moments.
And I think for both coaches' standpoints, both teams have a lot to look forward to. The potential, you can just see it on both sidelines.
Absolutely. You know, there are a bunch of young players out here that are going to do things from here on out.
Dylan Carter split out wide for East Jess. Heisel in a gun. Heisel steps up in the pocket. He's going to throw it as far as he can, and he had a guy, but it's incomplete. Jaden Ramey had a stride at the 25.
Boy, he did. And Heisel, his little toe must have been very close to the line of scrimmage because, man, I thought he was across it, but he did. He broke open, but just could not. He didn't have his feet set, so he couldn't get all the power underneath that pass.
He about came out of his helmet uncorking that football. He threw it with everything he had.
Well, and, you know, I'm going to give East Jessamine credit. They could have just come in here, handed the ball off a couple times, and been done, but they're still going to go after it.
Second down and 10 coming up for the Jaguars. Two receivers each direction as Heisel is in a gun. Up in the pocket, same play call. This got a little more air under it. Crofts comes back to make a great catch. Down at the 18-yard line.
Pass from Heisel.
You know, you have to be
2,
impressed with Crofts. He's had a great game. I'll tell you, on that one, he stopped and ran back behind the defender who could not see the ball. So a great play by him. They're still they're not giving up here. They're going down the field.
46-yard pass play to Jacob Crofts inside the red zone now at the 18. Again, East without a timeout. Two receivers each side. Heisel back to throw. Up in the pocket. He's going to sling it in the end zone. Looking for Carter. And incomplete.
Pass caught out of bounds. Penalty flag flies.
You know, on that one, it's just a frustration. The kid just kind of threw the ball down. I know you're not supposed to do that, but I would like to see the referee with 45 seconds left, or the back judge, just to don't throw that flag. Just tell the kid not to do that.
I agree with that.
But, you know, that was a great catch. I tell you what, he was in the very, very back corner of the end zone. Just couldn't get his feet in. But a great catch.
15-yard mark off from the original line of scrimmage.
So East Jess will be back.
I think Coach Bolin agreed with you. He just got a 15-yard penalty also. He didn't hide his emotions.
Well, that one may have been percolating in this half, as they say.
I was going to say those last couple of plays may well have put him over the edge. And I'm going to have to say I don't know that I disagree with him.
Yeah. Simmering, smoldering, whatever the synonyms are. He's
smoking, right?
Building up a bit.
Yes, I agree. And sometimes you just have to let those out.
So East will back it up.
And
we had 1st and 3 earlier, and we're going to have
15.
What are we going to have now, Rick? First in
Fayette County, maybe.
More or less.
I'm not sure. You got first in a long way. Well, you get a first down at the 8-yard line, so yeah, you're about 1st and 40.
So there you go. 1st and 3 earlier in this game, and now 1st and 40.
As my wife loved to say, this would be a great time for a draw play.
Right. Empty set here is Heisel in the gun. 2 receivers near, 3 far. Low snap. And Heisel breaking 3 of tacklers. Great effort. He's brought down after a pickup of 2.
Heisel tripped up by a couple of Colts.
Yeah, he took as much time as he could, and then he got away from one tackle and just got spun around backwards. But
30 seconds.
You're going to have 3rd down and 40. you don't have a whole lot in the playbook, but what you do is you send your receivers down the field. I think Heisel, instead of running forward, needs to stay back where he is and then take a couple steps and throw it.
14 seconds left, and an entertaining drive as Heisel up in the pocket. He's going to sling it again. Crofts, the intended target, picked. Intercepted. That's the third turnover for East Jess, and that ball intercepted by, I believe, Stanfield.
Yeah, you have your good receiver out there on the defense, and he just makes the catch and gets that interception to end this game. I would say we're going to see a knee now, and a great game tonight. Congratulations to West Jessamine, but East Jessamine, they don't have anything to hang their head over.
Some building blocks for them. Stanfield has had a night. Two touchdowns and now an interception. Bryce Chestnut has played well. Jacob Jones has been clean in this half.
And other than giving 7 points up, the West Jessamine defense did their job, and that's what Coach was worried about.
Yeah, they've done a fine job on defense. Jones takes a knee, and that's going to close it.
Kneel down.
So congratulations, West Jess. Student athletes on both sidelines shaking hands. Dylan Carter in for East Jess. Nice piece of sportsmanship.
Yeah, that's what this game's all about. You're all Nicholasvillians, as you would say, I guess. And now it's just time to go back to being friends.
Handshake. West Jess, winner tonight. 26-7. Game is now final. We'll take a quick break. Be back live on Glycod.com. Be right back.
New teen drivers are at greater risk for car crashes, particularly at night and during the first few months without adult supervision. Checkpoints is a free 1-hour educational program held monthly at the Jessamine Career and Technology Center in Nicholasville. It will help you help your teen be safer when they become a new independent driver. For more details, including program incentives and how to register, visit the Jessamine County Health Department's website at jessaminehealth.org.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking, insurance, investments, and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Looking for new ways to connect with your customer? Did you know that local grassroots marketing is the most effective? For a successful economic approach, email info@glycod.com or call 502-551-5027.
Donating plasma is an easy way to earn up to $600 a month as a new donor while saving lives. That's right. Every donation you make helps patients in need survive and thrive. Returning donors also see monthly bonus payouts and I Give Rewards points. Go to cslplasma.com to learn more about plasma donation. CSL Plasma. Good for you, great for life.
Family owned and operated since 1946, Thomas Car Wash has specialized in making Louisville cars look fresh and clean. Co-owned by 2006 Mill graduate Alex Thomas, Thomas Car Wash has 4 convenient locations, including their newly renovated one at 5321 Preston Highway, just a mile down from Mail. Additional locations include 6511 Preston Highway, 4139 Bardstown Road, and one at the intersection of Hurstbourne Parkway and Taylorsville Road. From full service to express washes to detailing and towel drying, wash local with Thomas Car Wash.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Final score tonight, West Jess 26, East Jess 7. As you see the post-game, congratulations on the field, and West Jess a very solid performance.
Yeah, they weren't pleased with the first half, I'm sure, but they came out in the second half. They refocused, they readjusted, and they did what they wanted to do. And again, they said before the game that they wanted to come out there and they wanted to make the tackles, they wanted to make the stops. Tajee Jackson had a great game, but he did not get in the end zone other than one time. And so I think they will take that all night long, and Coach Marsh has to be pleased with that.
Quarterback play, Jacob Jones, a solid job, took care of the ball in the second half. And all the mention of Tajee Jackson, tremendous performance running the ball. But for West, I thought Bryce Chestnut did very well.
Yeah, you saw, I mean, that they were two football players out there. Hard to bring down. They're going to keep on running through contact and go from there. And I was a little surprised. I think that's maybe why in the second half and especially in the fourth quarter, they went back to Chestnut. And I think that was a wise move on their part.
Just getting started here on our post-game report. We will have a look at the most outstanding players. We'll do that for you when we return to Nicholasville in just a minute on Glycod.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
West Jess a winner, 26-7, the most outstanding player when we return.
Hi, I'm Glenn Downs, pharmacist and owner of the Prescription Pad in Nicholasville. We are an independent community pharmacy that provides personalized service. We offer free home delivery, medication compliance packaging, compounding, and home medical equipment. Getting your medications from us means no need to wait in line or on the phone for minutes. Visit us at 465 Keene Center Drive in the Keene Shops in Nicholasville or by phone at 859-887-2841. The Prescription Pad is dedicated to your family's health.
You're tuned in to Central Kentucky High School Football from Glycod.
Back live to Nicholasville. West Jess a winner, 26-7 now for the most outstanding player presented by Jessamine County Health Department, a pair of running backs.
Yeah, and we talked about them right before the break, that, both running backs did an excellent job. Both hard to tackle, both hard to bring down. And I tell you, they are alike players. And Chestnut had a great second half, had a great first quarter, and then Tajee just the entire game. So I don't think there's two more deserving players than you have that. The only other ones I could think of was actually West Jessamine's defense, which kind of sounds crazy with Tajee getting the offensive player of the game, but they did just enough not to let him get in the end zone other than that one time.
There were some great individual performances in this game. Jacob Crofts, very solid for East Jess.
Yeah, that's something to build on. East Jess, as I said, they don't have anything to hang their head on. They came out here and played a game. They were up 7-6 for the majority until the late in the third quarter, and then it kind of got away from them. But I think that's something that you have that pass game. You have Tajee out there. I think you use him, and I think you move on from this performance. You're 0-1 in the district, but you've got a winnable game next week against Madison Southern.
Well, and for West Jess, Ernest Stanfield, 2 touchdowns and an interception. And Solomon Smith, I thought, did some good things, but Dalton Carter, 4th and 4, makes that big catch down the goal line.
What you do is you throw the ball to a player that can make the play. And that's what he did. On 4th and 4 there, you had the guts, first of all, to call that pass play. But then, boy, you talk about a huge momentum shift if you drop the ball. But not only do you make the catch, you get a personal foul penalty down there also, and then you bring the ball in the end zone. So, yeah, great play by him.
So West Jess a winner tonight. We're back on the air for more high school football next week, a pair of games, and you'll get to see East against Madison Southern.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how East comes back after this. You can go two directions. This can just demoralize you, or you can say, okay, that's one game. Let's play the next game. And, sometimes it's good just to get these rivalry games over with so you don't have them hanging over you anymore.
So that'll wrap things up from here. West a winner tonight, 26-7. Thanks to all the great folks here at both high schools for their support this week. Thanks to all of our great sponsors. Yusef Mason shooting video up top for Rick Reams. I'm Chris Labar. We will see you for more high school football next week on Glycod.com. Good night.